Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to New Game Who Dis, the tabletop RPG podcast equivalent of the TV show Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
Oh, baby, who's Guy Fieri?
We'll get to that part. In a way, yes. So, no, me. I'm the host.
Kate. Kate is.
Oh,
I really wanted to be the diner.
Oh.
I'll be the dive then.
Well, it seems like Skid's going to have to serve up some hot dishes for the diner. Kate Stamas while David judges.
I don't think there's really a judge on this show, but
What is the show? I've never seen that show.
Are you serious?
No.
This
It's
metaphor-
on television?
Yes.
It's actually
There's the issue. I don't actually own a television. So
You know what? That's okay, and I accept you. Some people just don't like things.
thank you. I know it's hard to accept people like me that don't buy into the regular cultural stuff, but I don't own a television, Matthew.
I accept you as well. But you know who else would accept you? Guy Fieri on that show, because he is very enthusiastic about everything he eats and tries, and it's actually kind of lovely.
Okay.
yes. In fact, this episode will require the use of Guy Fieri-isms to describe things all episode. So I know you're at a bit of a disadvantage, Skid, but hopefully other people can lead by example, referring to
I don't
things
know
as
who he
money.
is.
Now, he's the modern day American equivalent of basically Santa Claus. He's a jolly man with bleached hair. He wears hyper masculine jewelry. He rolls around in his 68 Camaro all over America, going to various greasy spoons. That's the idea of the metaphor. The greasy spoon we are visiting today is Goodman Games, and they're serving up their triple fried 6 type of cheese signature dish, Dungeon Crawl Classics today.
Ooh, what a segue.
Yeah, we're rolling in it. And I should before we get into who has TVs and who doesn't, or who hates TVs and who doesn't, Skid, we should probably introduce everyone. So I'm David Winters, and again, as this is episode 2 of us learning and playing this game, I am joined by the same intrepid group of individuals, and that is Matthew Capodicasa, Grant Maher, Skid Berger, and Kate Stamas. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello.
I think
What's my name again?
Wait.
You called Skid Grant Mar.
Grant Maher,
Grant
yeah,
Maher.
sorry, my notes got messed up. And
even
we've never
notice.
met in person, Skid. So sorry, Grant Berger,
That's-
Skid.
I think
Skid
because we were
Burger.
talking about Grant Morrison earlier, so that might have
Yeah, that's what it was.
thrown you off.
Well,
It's interesting
there goes
because
the
I was
intro.
about to bring up doppelganger theory with Guy Fieri because his doppelganger is the lead singer of Smash Mouth.
That's
They
true.
look close to identical. They dress similarly, but the guy from
They've
Smash
been on
Mouth,
stage.
yeah,
together.
the guy from Smash Mouth is not like the nicest guy in the world, but Guy Fieri gives away all his money and marries people, and he's a delight. He's a real delight.
He did a lot of good work at during the pandemic for a lot of restaurant workers too, didn't he? Wasn't he?
He did.
Yeah. Oh, they do.
He's like-
They do kind of have a similar look, don't they?
They do. Could be the same person.
I have to say, this is the first time in like ever that I've thought about the lead singer from Smash Mouth, and definitely the first time I've ever Googled him.
Well, I'm sorry, but I don't know who that is. I don't own a music thing.
I accept you, and that is fine. What?
I'm sure you're not.
I know that he looks like Santa Claus. That's all I can glean.
Basically. Modern American Santa Claus. But so, Skid, you don't do podcasts either, I'm sure, as well, right?
No, I'm sorry. I don't own a podcast.
I don't own a pod to cast to.
I don't own a pod.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's excellent.
What do you own?
All I have is a spinning wheel. That's the only thing I do is spin thread and weave.
Oh, like
I have a
Rumpelstiltskin?
spinning wheel and a loom, and that's enough for me. I don't own a television or cotton gin or any of your so-called modern conveniences.
Are you ever visited by small nameless folk who make strange requests and offer you, glorious futures in exchange for things?
Yes. That was one of the big selling points when I bought the spinning wheel.
And where'd you buy the spinning wheel, Skid?
From a team of Quakers. I don't know if they were related or not, but there were 6 of them. And they were very insistent. They said, "You don't own a TV? Well, you got to have one of these." And they just wouldn't let me leave their shop until I purchased it.
So did you go into the shop and search for TV, or did you go in?
No, I went in there because since I don't have access to television commercials, I don't know which shops to go into beforehand, Matthew.
That's fair.
So I just go into all shops at random until I see something I like.
You once tried to buy a polo from Subway. It was a huge accident.
I don't know what shops are which. I just have to go into all of them. So we can move on.
Hard. I have so many questions. I really do, but this is the most lost I've ever been at the beginning of a podcast.
Well, I have Guy Fieriisms open. I never Googled this before, but apparently people keep lists of Guy Fieriisms, and I have them open and ready for when they are applicable.
Oh, yeah. You, my fellow residents of Flavortown, we're going to be, RPG Flavortown, just to keep it slightly on brand. It's time to get back to the Festival of Funk, because this game is the real deal. If you're all ready to hop back into it, I believe we're in the middle of a gangsta combat that we need to wrap up. So to recap, though, let me recap what has happened since last episode, because a lot happened. We jumped right into it.
I'm going to put on some recap music for you, David.
You have recap music. Do I get?
Oh, nice.
Nice. Do I get one of those cool recap video clips like at the live shows, or I don't get one of those?
No, you just get funk. If you mention any genre of music, that's what it's changing to tonight, so be careful.
That's fine, though, because one of the Guy Fieri-isms is the Festival of Funk. So tonight we are celebrating the Festival of Funk with our modern Santa Claus Guy Fieri and Dungeon Crawl Classic. So to recap, last episode, we discussed general level 0 characters, and rather than do that for about 2 hours, we decided to deal out 16 level 0 pre-gens to everyone. So that was 4 PCs per person. And all these PCs were out hanging out at the Belligerent Badger when the oldest man in town, Old Man Roberts, a man came in talking about the death of Old Man Roberts. And Old Man Roberts on his deathbed spoke of this star that only comes up in the sky once every roughly 2 generations of this medieval town, shines its light down, opens a portal, and there's crazy things inside. So his younger brother came in to tell all of you in the tavern about this. Skid dub said person, Young Man Roberts. And all 16
it was his brother, wasn't it?
It was his brother. And his parents were not very imaginative, so they just went with the young and old delineation between the two. Because again, these are medieval times. People can't read and write, so you have to cut them some slack.
Well, why bother naming people? Like, they're almost certainly going to be dead soon anyway. Any given person will be dead. It's like naming a medfly. Like, why would you bother?
Well, clearly in this town, too, if you think about it, because once every generation and a half, basically a dozen and a half to 2 dozen townsfolk seem to wander into this portal and never come out. Except
half of a townsfolk?
Yeah, like half of a townsfolk.
Wow.
So
roughly.
12 townsfolk and 1 halfling?
Yes. Yes, they're not full people, if that's what you're getting at, Skid. That's
honestly, I think that's what happened.
To say, but, it's cool. Whatever your opinions are.
All right.
I think there only was 1 halfling, but she's dead.
Yeah, actually. No, I have a halfling.
Oh, you have a halfling too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dingo, the halfling thief, is on fire, but I'll get to that. That.
Right.
Let's go room by room. So you walked up, Young Man Roberts, with the help of Jolene, the other halfling, went to open the door. They unfortunately triggered a searing light trap. Both of them promptly were incinerated. Then you moved into the next room, and Dan the Miller Baker did not necessarily look around enough before he went touching statues who shanked them with their spears. You moved on to the subsequent room, and then suddenly there was a large 30-foot tall statue on a track that watched you, and the second someone tried to leave the room, suddenly it started blasting fire everywhere. A couple people got torched in the action there, including Alan the Armor and the wholesome Betty the Beekeeper. both met, unfortunately, untimely ends. And as all of this was happening, people started to pile into a hallway off to the west part of the room to get away from the fiery statue. Grant's character, the wizard's apprentice, who I believe is yet to be named, was in the front and cracked open a door. Inside of that room, it was around a 25-foot by 25-foot room, throne in the middle, and then a snake, demon snake, if you will, popped out from behind the throne. Suddenly, there's action on both sides of our remaining party, and that's where the Cliffy took place. So now we're back and ready to go with our first actual combat so far. So rather than traps and whatnot so far, it's combat time. So, Grant, will you drop me a little combat tune?
Oh, baby. You know I'd love to.
Please. And I believe it's going to be your turn.
Ooh. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Under pressure.
So the snake is a similar-sized snake to a human being, has a weird, goofy horn on its head. It's hissing at you. It seems to be able to talk a bit. Something about intruding upon his guardianship, and he starts moving towards you, and that's where we left it.
Now, in this game, is there any such thing as... Well, do I have an action left? I still have an action at this point?
You were standing at... if I remember correctly, you were standing at the door, and you opened the door.
Okay,
Yeah, go ahead.
Is there the similar thing to... I doubt it in this game, but is there a diplomacy check or anything like that I could make to try to soothe the savage snake?
I will let you make a personality check.
All right. Let's see
Free
what I...
personality check. Feeling generous tonight.
The wizard is going to have a +1 on this personality check. We're going to name the wizard's apprentice Sir Isaac Newton, Arcane Neophyte. And I'm rolling a d20 here. Here it comes. 17 total.
It looks at you, and no reaction. It hisses.
No reaction. Okay. And I remember it's kind of fast and loose in terms of am I done with my abilities? Basically, that's my turn.
I'm gonna say you still have a move, since you're already standing at the door, I believe, as you opened it.
Okay.
Because this hallway was pretty packed. If you recall, there is basically a line of people snaking down it. Wizard's Apprentice at the front.
Ooh.
Subaru the Forester, one of Kate's characters, the Elven Forester right behind.
Okay.
The unnamed Cut Purse, one of Grant's characters. And behind that, Gerard, the Caravan Guard. I'll let you carry on with that French accent, Grant. Gerard. I know you're trying to get all of us to forget about it, but
Damn it.
I know. I listened back through.
Got a mind like a steel trap.
It's in my notes. I said, stick Grant with the French accent in big, bold letters right here.
Well,
so you're stuck.
Sir Isaac Newton, Arcane Neophyte, is going to move to the back left corner of the room and attempt to invent gravity.
Okay.
That's exactly what... Well, I don't want to get into histories. Okay. This kid doesn't have a television, so he's probably never seen it.
Yeah, let's
Discovery Channel program.
Before that day, everyone just kind of floated around a few inches off the ground. Kind of a dick move inventing gravity, honestly.
Yeah, he just tethered us all to the earth.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started about relativity.
He did invent. You could argue he invented calculus, though, right?
Is that true?
Yeah, Newtonian calculus.
Okay. He was a smart guy. I'm not saying he wasn't smart.
He stuck a needle in his eye once.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, he shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I don't think he didn't like blind himself or anything. I think he was trying to discover if light was a wave or a particle. I don't think the needle helped, but
No.
he did try it.
Yep.
He did discover that eyes are not resistant to needles.
Yes.
Well, welcome to science, history, who dis? Everyone's favorite tabletop RPG and science and Guy Fieri tribute podcast.
Can you imagine the question about if you could have a dinner party with any number of people from history, who would you choose? Can you imagine the person that chooses both Guy Fieri and Isaac Newton for their dinner party?
No.
I can't either, but I'm curious to know what they would talk about.
You don't need a third, though. I'll pick two, I'll pass on my third, and I'll just watch the two of them try to talk to each other. Like, don't you know donkey sauce, bro? It's the bomb.com. Like, what do you mean? Donkey sauce?
I think it would be like 20 minutes of halting small talk and then just hours of awkward silence.
Dude, I think Isaac Newton would be amazed by some of the greasy spoon dishes that that would be brought to that table by Guy Fieri. I think that would be amazing to him, and he would try to run scientific experiments on all the fried food.
I bet you Isaac Newton would be so annoying. He would just sit there and ask questions all night long, not shut up.
Why do you make your nachos in a garbage can? For example.
What was that great iron bird I saw in the sky earlier today?
Do any of the rest of my characters have moves, or was that the end of my 4 characters?
Sorry, back to the action. Grant,
This should be DDG. Be derailing David's game.
I was going to ask, David, have we ruined the experience of GMing for you yet?
Well, you guys gave me some good advice last episode. Unfortunately, it was after, not before. But it basically was like, just whatever plan you have, throw it out the window because you're not going to get to it. And wherever you want to end or want this to go, there's no chance you're going to get there. So at this point, I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. So if we want to talk about nachos being made on the lid of a garbage can for the next 1 3/4 of an episode, I'm down for it.
He's
I'm
learning.
totally down for it. Gotta have pickled onions on those nachos. That's what I always say.
We've broken him.
Yeah, it's fine. Look, it's cool. The more we talk, the more we talk, the less I actually have to do, which actually makes this job a lot easier.
That's true. I always like it when I'm running a game when this stuff happens because I just sit back and just look at the minutes tick away without me having to do anything. Awesome.
You're like, yes, carry on. Yes. Who else would you invite to your dinner party? Good transition. Yes.
Why
Excellent.
Start with that stuff.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, this is very good. So on last week's episode, Grant's character took a single move action, and that's all we did. Grant, would you like to finish your turn in episode 3?
Maybe. It depends on how derailed we get, actually, to be honest with you. Yeah. What's next, David?
You can, I think you can do your other 3 characters at this point.
Excellent. The cut purse, who I've named Bernard Maidovsky, is going to move into the room and attack the snake right there.
Okay. That's going to be our first attack ever.
Yeah.
As far as this podcast has gone so far. So it's going to be a standard attack roll. So give me a D20 plus whatever potential modifier you have. Strength, I assume.
That would be a -1 to my dagger.
Excellent.
I'm going to roll both at the same time. That's a 17 on the die for a 16 to hit.
16 is going to hit the snake.
Nice.
And it is a 3 on the D4, but -1 for the strength. So 2 juicy points of damage.
And yeah, you strike into the snake and see some sort of blood that doesn't look like any blood you've ever seen before as an illiterate medieval villager. Sizzles a bit as your knife cuts through it. But you're into it because you hope that the snake is going to go away because you feel very scared. It is a demon snake after all. That's your second character's turn because in typical Grant fashion, you have all 4 of your PCs alive, unlike everyone else. Coincidence.
And none of them are on fire.
Coincidence? I think not.
I think not,
So-
and I didn't even get to metagame and min-max these characters beforehand, so it shows just the wily play of the Burgermeister Burger. Here comes in Gerard, the caravan guard, who will attempt to reach something resembling flanking position, if he can, and will strike out as well.
Okay. Actually, you know what? You know what I want to do?
Sure.
This is what I'm going to do. There isn't really a flanking in this game, but deep inside, we're all kind of D&D and Pathfinder people.
Yeah.
Let's use the dice chain, because we haven't used the dice chain. So rather than just getting a solid modifier, I'm going to upgrade your D20 one step up to a D24. So you're still going to use the same modifier. That's what we're going to do on these straight flanks, I think. Only because...
Go ahead.
What was it? I was just going to say only because we want to roll these funny dice, because guess what, Kate? I'm in the D30 club as well now. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Nice.
It's so fun. Very elite.
Fun color there, dude.
Yeah, it's a little white. And,
Oh,
Nice.
yes.
David.
There's a D24. Wait, D24?
yeah,
or
D24.
D24.
D20.
okay.
Yeah, D24 is one step up from a D20. What's that?
Right.
David recommended to me, and I think would be useful for anyone watching that wants to play this game and ruin one of their friends' lives who tries to run it for you. He introduced me to an app called The Caravan, which has all of the unusual dice in this game.
Is that the Purple Sorcerers app?
Exactly.
Yep. So same place where all these pre-gens came from, their system. They have a fun little Android and iOS app, and one of the little tabs is you can do the funny dice. So you should be able to click on the die and just kind of drag it out, and it should roll.
That is a 16 on the die, but this character has a +1 to strength. So that should be a hit. And this is a D6 damage, and it's a... Oh, wait, no. I'm using the spear. This is the character that picked up the armor and the spear at the front.
D8.
D8, yep.
That is going to be 6 points of damage.
Ooh. All right. Making short work of this demon snake. It's still sizzling. It's still up. It does not look happy. Please continue your turn.
All right, I still have the minstrel and the... Well, no, the minstrel is the only one left. I'm trying to think of a good minstrel name. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. The minstrel's all the way out in the hall, though, by the statue that is rotating to shoot flames at all of us. So after seeing several people die to that, he is going to move towards the entryway to the room with the snake to see what's going on. And I don't think he can really do anything from there. It feels like a double move. I know we're not using the grid,
doubly.
But that feels like as far as he could move.
Yes, but a move is like the length of a room, right? In this?
Basically.
Is that right?
Yeah, technically it's 30 feet, and it's a very large room. Remember, the statue's 30 feet tall, kind of in the middle of this room. You're coming from the far side of that statue, going through that room, through the hallway, into the demon snake with the chair room. So yeah, you're basically right at the doorway going into the demon snake room. And you see a demon snake flanked by two characters that you seem to have an unnatural amount of connection to, and you're not sure why. It's almost as though you're controlled by the same person. And is that it? That's all four, right?
That concludes all four of my characters who will never die.
I will be sure to disagree with you there. Now the snake is rolling its initiative. Okay, the snake is going to be getting into the action, but not yet. So it is going to be Bingo, who is Skid. So Skid, your characters are all up. Now Bingo caught on fire last turn, and Bingo needs to make me a very important reflex save.
Okay. All right, reflex save for Bingo Burlaps. Very important. Come on, Bingo. 8.
Okay, so this is a teachable moment, as parents like to say, parents and teachers everywhere. It's DC 10.
Oh.
So this is where we're going to learn about luck. So one of your attributes, one of the 6 was luck. So luck is important for things like occasionally when you're opening something up, if something good or bad happens. Technically, monsters target people with lower luck. We'll get to that too. And also for recovering bodies. And we'll maybe get to that at some point once we're actually level 1. However, what you can do, and any character can do this at level 0 or level 1, and there's some varying mechanics at level 1 for it, but you can burn luck points. And if you burn luck points, you get a plus to any die roll based on the number of luck that you burn. So you right now can burn 2 luck points, make that a 10, and you don't die. However, that luck does not just magically come back. It does in some certain classes, but otherwise it stays the same until you do something heroic or kind of earn it back in some way. So Skid, the question is, how much luck do you have? And do you want to burn 2 points?
I have 10 luck, and I think from Bingo's perspective, either burning it, there's a choice between burning it or burning to death. So I think he's going to burn the 2 luck points to get him up, to take his luck down to 8 and bring his roll up to 10 and survive, hopefully.
So I think that's fair. Now, the interesting thing with luck, and with any attribute for that matter, your modifiers change as you burn stuff. So also just keep that in mind. Your modifier is going to shift around. I have a thing, by the way, on the table in the journal, if you need to look at modifiers as stuff adjusts around. So you burn those 2 luck points. You effectively stop, drop, and roll. The fire stops. You can act.
And he's shrieking. He is just shrieking and just this high-pitched, horrible, ear-splitting shriek from burning. And he is gonna get up and run on his little halfling feet down the hallway towards the snake.
Okay, and the halflings move a little bit less, so I would say in a combination of getting up as well as moving, you basically can get behind the minstrel. So just outside of the room.
Okay.
Or the rum, as people like to call it around here. So, that is character number 1. You have 2 more, I do believe.
All right. Eloise. Sorry, it's Eloise. Oh, hold on. Sorry. I'm trying to scroll this map down. Okay, so Eloise the cheesemaker she's enticed by the smell of burning halfling. She's a foodie. So she runs down the hall after Bingo Burlaps to eat him. And but then she hears about the snake in the other room. And so she's like, I can eat later. And she goes into the room to fight the snake. But that's probably a double move, I'm guessing.
From where she's coming from, also kind of in the statue room. Yeah, she could probably get into the room, but not get all the way up against the snake.
Yeah, she throws Bingo against the wall hard as she runs past them. And she runs into the room with her cheese ladle out to fight. And who's my last guy? Oh, okay, so my dwarfen miner, Dwalin Balsashield. She's like, no one's eating that halfling without me! And he also runs across the room and into the hallway, and he is right behind Eloise. And he enters the room with the intention of fighting the snake as well.
Okay, and did you want to move those tokens?
I'm trying, and Roll20 is not cooperating. So I am dragging them and nothing's happening.
Here, I will move them roughly for you, where I think approximately how far they can move, if that's acceptable, if you're seeing them
great.
Upgrading or moving, updating.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay, and I believe that is going to be your turn. That is unfortunately going to bring us to Surag the Demon Snake. And like I said, sometimes monsters make their attacking decisions based on who looks the most delicious or who damaged them recently, but the 2 people standing right there both damaged him. And I think this one's going to go down to luck. So Grant, can you tell me what the luck scores are of both of those 2?
Gerard the Cut Purse has the Caravan Guard has a 12 luck. And Bernard the Cut Purse has a 10 luck.
So it sounds like we're taking a chomp of a cut purse. That is unfortunately a 9 on the die, plus 6.
Okay, that's
15, I assume, hits, unless
it
maybe
does. You know, but the
doesn't have the armor or anything, right?
No, it would have hit both of the characters, and Bernard is wearing Gerard is wearing the scale mail we picked up at the front. So it's a powerful snake. That's all I'm saying.
It is, and we're gonna see exactly how powerful it is on this damage roll is we get out a classic. This should look familiar. That's a D8. Ooh. It's going to be a solid 5 damage.
Ooh, oh man.
That's all of Bernard's hit points.
Oh no.
Bernard.
Dead.
No. Sorry, Grant.
Bernie.
You actually lost a character for once. I know this is hard for you.
You should know that everything that Bernard stole from the rest of the party members will never be returned, even in a step.
He self-destructs? Mm-hmm. Smart. That's it, though. The snake has a single action die. It can move. It's not going to move because there's something tasty next to him already. But he got his 1 attack off. That's his turn. And now we're going to Naomi, the woodcutter, and company. So that is Matthew.
Yes, Naomi is standing here by the statue, which just shot fire at several of her fellow townspeople, and including noted celebrity Bingo Burlaps. And I think she freaks out. She starts screaming. She's like, because her trade is wood, and wood burns. So she's pretty nervous about that. So she is going to run to the east, roll 20, and to this door on the east, and she's going to open that door, attempting to run away from the burning statue guy.
A battle on 2 fronts. I love it.
Okay. I was not expecting that. Let me do a little roll 20 housekeeping as that door opens. Can you see inside?
I cannot.
You cannot because you have no light source in this dark room.
If only you had a burning halfling.
However, for the sake of fun, I will give you a light source.
Oh, thanks, David.
Hey, nice.
Yeah. Just
we can say Naomi had a torch.
Well, you have wood, right? So maybe one of your pieces of wood caught fire.
Yeah.
While
she was standing so close to the statue.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why she fled.
Right.
Call it a torch into that room.
Ooh.
Wow.
And what do you see? What you see in that room? It's a musty room. It's that really just dark, dank, dirty, wet basement kind of smell. It's clearly a burial chamber. There's 7 alcoves all around the outside with a pile of loose bones. There's rusty weapons and armor on the walls, kind of hung up on various hooks. There seem to be signs above each of these alcoves. You're not really close enough. You can't really read anything from where you're standing. And then there's also funeral masks mounted as well. That's all you see from there.
And I moved and opened the door, so I'm assuming that is the extent of Naomi's turn.
That is going to be all Naomi does for now.
All right. Does it matter who goes next?
Does not. Your choice.
Okay, so Keeper the Trapper is going to... he's going to strike out at the statue. This is all he can think to do. He's a trapper.
Okay.
He's going to use his sling and try to like, I don't know, throw a little stone at the statue with all of his might, and rolls an 8 to hit. Can I use luck? Can I burn some luck?
You can if you'd like.
I will burn 3 luck. I can't remember I can't remember what
I said last episode. I said last episode it was AC 10. So theoretically, 2 luck.
2
you
luck.
Can burn.
I don't want to be caught in a poker game with Matthew. That's for sure.
3, 4 luck.
2 luck. Okay, put it in my notes.
Stone. It's fine. I'll just keep telling you. You don't have to. The stone cleanly hits the statue. This lovely sling bullet, and nothing happens again. It is made out of some sort of crazy metal that your simple little villager eyes and noggin have never seen before.
All right. Well, you don't have to tell Keeper anything twice. He's going to flee to the door to the north.
Oh, damn.
Door to the north?
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
good.
doesn't
Let's
have the
get
action
all
to
of
open
this
it.
Uncovered.
Doesn't have the action to open it. That's true.
Doesn't have the action to open it. I just want to point that out. So, all right, Keeper.
That is
Great.
Keeper's turn, which only leaves Sylvester the Ditch Digger. Sylvester is surrounded by 3 dead bodies. Beloved Dan the Miller Baker, Jolene the Halfling Vagrant, less beloved, and Young Man Roberts, who for a very brief period of time was Old Man Roberts. And Sylvester will do the only thing he knows how to do, which is to begin digging a ditch that can eventually become their graves.
It's considerate, to say the least.
That's right here.
That's
Right here in this chamber, this antechamber. We shall bury them in the spots where they died so that we shall always remember.
And did you look at the part of the rules about ditch digging? Do you know how many actions this is going to be?
No, but I imagine it's going to take a considerable amount of them.
Yeah, it's going to be 3 actions actually to dig a shallow grave and 9 actions to dig a deep grave. So
Wow.
it's up to you.
Listen, Sylvester cares about his craft and would dig a shallow grave for his friends. So he'll do the 9 action version.
9 action? Okay, that works. And I believe that's your last character then?
Yes.
Is he's readying a ditch digging action, multi-round action? Okay, that's fine.
I'm just going to get to work out of here. Is everything all right?
Subaru the Forester and Kiki the Costermonger. It's your turn.
So I'll start with Subaru because I feel like it's the easiest. He's not going to go back out the way that he came in. He saw, there's 2 bodies out there now. Everyone else is running in one direction. There's like a blockade up here now. So I'm assuming he's going to want to get into this next room too. I'm not sure if he heard any screams from when Bernard died, but he's not going back the other way. So he's going to come into the room and see the snake, and then I guess try to help Gerard and everyone fight it.
Merci beaucoup.
So I'm going to put him right there. And he didn't pick up a spear from the other room, because I think we discussed it might be made of steel, and elves and steel don't mix. So he just has a staff. +1, 1d4.
Okay, and I will also add the Subaru, can stand on the body of Bernard if he so chooses, or they so choose, in order to get the flank, if they want to get that little die upgrade. Yeah, hold on. I'll take care of that. There you go.
All right.
And that was a move, and I believe you can attack.
So it's the d20 plus strength for a staff.
I'm actually going to give you the D24 because of that flanky flank.
Cool. Awesome. Boom. I rolled a 1.
Oh, yes. Teachable moment.
You made him happy, Kate. What have you done?
I don't know.
We're so good at making him feel bad all night long.
Sometimes the dice just go my way, and when you roll a 1, it's going my way. This is fumbles, and fumbles aren't the way they work in various other GCN properties, where we go to the wonderful patrons from Patreon and get their fan-submitted fumbles. No, we have a table, and not only do we have a table, Subaru, I believe you are not wearing armor, right?
No, they couldn't because it was iron.
Exactly.
Oh,
so
right.
In this case, that's a very good thing, because depending on what armor you're wearing, that determines what die you roll to see what you roll on the fumble table. Meaning, the heavier armor you have, you roll like a D8, a D12, a D16, and the higher number results are way worse. So since you're unarmored, you're only going to roll a D4 for the fumble table.
All right. So many dice in front of me. That's a D5. That's not it. This is a D4. Here we go. 4.
4. What's your luck modifier?
Oh, for Subaru it's a 0.
Okay, so also your luck will modify this in an inverse fashion. So if you're lucky, it's going to make your fumbles less bad. And same thing with crits in the other direction. It'll make your crits better. So in this case, you rolled a 4, and plus 0 is 4. And we're going to crit table. So this is going to be, fumble table. This is table 4-2. And a 4. Your weapon is damaged. A bowstring breaks, a sword hilt falls off, or a crossbow firing mechanism jams. The weapon can be repaired with 10 minutes of work, but is useless for now.
10 minutes.
Cool. That's great. Okay. Well, his turn's over.
With his
While we have
broken staff.
While we have that table up on screen for the stream, we should point out that 16 plus, the worst fumble, is Skid's least favorite part of Confusion, which is you accidentally strike yourself for normal damage plus extra 1 point. So in this game world, they recognize the absolute terror and absurdity of striking yourself for damage.
Well, no, keep reading it, Grant, because it gets even more ridiculous.
In addition, you fall on your back and are unable to right yourself until you make a DC 16 agility check.
Wow. You turn into a turtle. You turn into
like
a turtle.
an Edward Norton in Fight Club self-punch.
Yeah.
Sure.
Some of these are pretty gnarly as you get further up there. And yeah, that roll of a 4 is actually not that bad in the scheme of things. But that's unfortunately the turn. It was a move and an attack with a fumble.
All right, so I've got one more. My
Kiki.
freshly named Kiki, the costermonger. She didn't take anything from the other room, but since Betty is dead and she took armor and a spear, yes, she's going to go up to Betty's dead body and loot it and grab the armor and the spear for herself. And I feel like that would be her whole turn.
Yes, she's not going to be able to equip it.
Okay.
But if she wants first dibsies, I'm cool with that. That's fine.
Yeah, that's what she does.
Okay. So, that is the turn. We're on round 3 or kind of 4. It's back to the statue. This time I'm going to roll for it because right now we have 3 people evenly spread throughout the room. And this is going to go to Naomi.
Oh, not Naomi.
No.
I'm sorry, Naomi.
Who will
This is
cut our
going to
wood?
be... The statue spins around in Naomi's direction, unsure of exactly where to point, but sees a clean shot across the room at Naomi as there are no dead bodies nearby obstructing the view. Kiki right now is deep in the corpse of her former friend. And Keeper is kind of point blank right behind the statue near that northern door. So that's not an easy shot. Naomi looks to be the easy shot. So it swings around, finger pointed straight out. You make eye contact with the statue, dead statue-y eyes, as the fire jets out directly at you. And we have a 9 to hit.
That misses.
Wow.
That misses. Oh, good thing you didn't have that negative agility modifier. Otherwise, we might have had issues. So that one dart of flame goes straight past you, over your shoulder, and then into that burial chamber room, kind of into the distance, and helps light up that room. And that's the statue's turn.
She screams in terror.
Yes. And next, we're going to Sir Isaac Newton, the Wizard's Apprentice, also freshly named, also poking himself in the eye with a needle, standing in the corner of the snake room. Isaac.
I've learned so much about light by stabbing myself in the eyeball. I think I shall take my learning further. And he will open the door to the west.
That is not a door. That is a very, very large tablet kind of built into the wall.
I can't see anything. I've stabbed myself in the eye.
Why did I do that?
Are there any doors in this room, or they're all tablets?
They're all tablets. The entire room is surrounded by these clay tablets, some with strange writing, some with almost like old-fashioned hieroglyphic-esque pictographs all over the wall. Big chair in the middle of the room, large snake next to it. That's the room in a nutshell.
So I currently have open the 506-page Dungeon Crawl Classics rulebook. Did a quick Control F for Black Grimoire. It's only mentioned once as a piece of starting equipment. Is there anything mechanically I could do with the Black Grimoire at this point?
No, it's really going to be a lot more useful if you were to, say, become a wizard at some point down the road. And
What is it? Is it like a spell book, or what does it do?
basically, yeah, it's more of a trade good anyway. It's kind of what said person in their career as a wizard's apprentice uses on the job, and presumably they're lugging around books of the spell variety. But you have no spell casting ability just yet. You got to make it out of this dungeon first.
Well, Sir Isaac Newton, Arcane Neophyte, is indeed an industrious young soul and will use his action this round to fashion a lasso out of the 50 feet of rope he is carrying. In an attempt to use it perhaps to like grapple or reduce the AC, something creative with the snake next turn.
That works.
That leaves Gerard, the French caravan guard, ready to strike. So he will do so. And I will use the D24 still. Is that all right?
Yep. You still got that flank. Even though the weapon's damaged, I'm still going to give it to you because that snake is confused.
Oh, right. Even though my weapon is not damaged, Subaru's weapon is damaged, correct?
Subaru's is, yes.
Okay, here we go. Why aren't you rolling? There we go. That will be a total of a 14 to hit.
14 is going to be... Sorry, I have to jump around between the 3 different rooms you all are in right now. A 14 is going to hit. AC 13.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That is going to be 4 points of damage.
Woo. All right. 4 points of damage. And the snake is starting to look a little beat up. Still that sizzling, dark, scary-looking blood pouring out of it, but it's still up. It's gonna bite if you give it the chance.
Well, then I guess Anthony Bennett, the Mistral, is going to have to step in and croon this snake to death. I didn't want to do this. The Minstrel is a delicate creature, but he's got a dagger and he knows how to use it. Surrounded on all 4 sides. One side the throne, one side Subaru, one side Anthony Bennett, one side Gerard the Caravan Guard. The Minstrel will strike out as well. With just a regular D20 because he's not flanking with anyone. And I lost my D20, folks. Let's use a digital D20.
Graham without a D20, that seems like...
Like Superman without a cape.
Yeah.
The gods of Google have granted me a 15 to hit.
Oh.
That's it?
Alright, D4 damage with no modifier. Come on, baby. Jesus, out of the box 3 times. 3 points of damage.
All right.
Dead.
You guys are... No, not quite dead, but that's good work, though. A 2, a 6, 4, and a 3. That's not bad for level 0 peasants. The snake is not happy. So that's the Minstrel. Is that... You still have someone,
that
don't
was
you?
3. Yeah, I only have 3 characters left now that Bernard has died.
That's true. Sorry. One was rudely taken from you.
I haven't finished my grieving process yet, David. I'd like you to respect it.
I'm sorry. I need to be more considerate of PC death grieving and Skid's lack of technology in his home. Speaking of Skid, Bingo, the halfling trader and company are up, Skid.
Okay, so Bingo, after being thrown against the wall by Eloise in her enthusiasm to get into the room, has to stand up. His head is swimming. He's been burned. And he staggers into the room and gets maybe adjacent to the snake, but that's all he can do. And then Eloise, her nostrils filled once more with the scent of seared halfling, is excited. She has plans for later, and she moves around the back of the room here and slots into one of the few remaining adjacent spots to the Serpent and swings at it with her giant wooden spoon.
Ooh, baby.
Oh, 19 to hit.
It's gonna hit.
3 points of damage. Dead.
Almost, but not quite.
Okay. All right, so then Dwalin Balsa Shield, he comes into the room and he spots the fried halfling, And for good measure, he throws Bingo up against the statue, knocking him down again. And comes around the back of the statue. And does he have a shot at the snake from here? Because it's kind of at an angle with the statue on one side.
Well, he can diagonal in with Eloise, it looks like. I think you're providing your own flank there. So give me that D24 roll.
Okay,
now that
D24.
Now that the snake is surrounded by 6 different PCs at once in a throne, there's only one spot left around this snake.
All right, D24, 19 on the die. Ooh. That is a 20 or 21 to hit.
That is a hit. Now, I'm going to need to see some damage here if you want to put an end to this thing, because its turn is next. This is a very important roll, Skid.
Okay, let me double check what my damage is. Find my stupid sheet. Okay, so Wallen. All right, he is carrying a pick. That's a D4 plus 1. 3 points of damage.
And with 3 hit points left.
Yes!
That was the roll you needed. And the snake goes down. As the snake goes down, though, it explodes. Just kidding. That would be very bad with 7 PCs standing all around it. However, the body quickly dissolves into ash. And all that you see being left behind, besides a pile of ash, is that horn that was on its head. This weird, gnarly, almost black horn is just sitting in the pile of ash as... Well, you're almost out of initiative. You're out of initiative kind of for the purpose of this room. What do you do? Still initiative order, though, because there's a statue still spinning around outside.
Who's up now? That was my last character.
And the snake is dead. Naomi and company.
Naomi, who just narrowly avoided being incinerated by the statue, is going to flee into this room. I'm like, oh, I forgot about your dynamic lighting. It doesn't let me walk through walls.
There you go.
And she will... can I roll... What did you make us roll? Intelligence? Or intelligence to examine this room?
You can do that.
All right. 5.
5?
Yes.
You see bones and dust. And you do see... I mentioned that there were those plaques above each of these little alcoves. They're written in a script that you've never seen before. It looks almost alien, this script, to you. It's not even like a different language using the same alphabet. These are totally different symbols. However, as you lean close to inspect, you get a little too close, as in that pile of bones, there is a skull, and the skull snaps out at you.
Oh no.
A 6 does not hit.
No.
But you get surprised by the crappy little skull and back away.
Naomi is surrounded by terror.
But she's so lucky. Yes, we got to take her to the slot machines, baby.
Seriously. Her 11 AC has really been working for her this game. All right, so I'm guessing that's her turn?
Yes.
So then Keeper the Trapper, who has abandoned all hope of defeating the statue, will open the door to the north.
The door to the north?
Door to the north.
Door to the north.
Keeper, do you have a torch lit?
Yes.
Again, I want to play poker with Matthew.
Of course I do.
Well, you tell me.
I was just shot at by a giant flame of fire, so perhaps something around me is burning.
Your hat.
That's fine. You can have a torch. This is up to you, but I literally have a note on the map on the GM layer who has a light before entering this room. So that's fine. You can have a light lit. That's no problem. I don't know why I would have a note for that, but that's fine. You opted into it. I'm going to light you a torch and reveal this room next. The great thing is, I'm not going to have to reveal any more rooms soon enough.
Ooh, so is passive aggression a move action or a standard action in this?
It's a free action, in fact. That's why I love this
Lucky for
system.
you.
For the
That's
judge,
why I
it's always a
love-
free action.
That's why I love this system so much.
Floating 6 in the pool.
Yeah.
What treasure?
Oh yeah, sorry.
It might be a 9.
yes.
The pool could be oriented the other direction.
It
The
disappeared.
trapper truly can see the world in ways we could only imagine.
It disappeared.
Is that a pool or is that a rug with an aqua pattern on it?
Well, why don't I just tell you? Because presumably I have italicized text right here that can do that.
Lucky.
I
Just
feel like
kidding.
we've gotten to David a little. We maybe have pushed him slightly too far.
Remember when I rolled that natural 1? Wasn't that great?
That's true. That was really awesome.
Yeah.
Roll me a 20 sometime too. Roll me a 20 sometime too, and they'll be even better. This enormous chamber is filled with a large rectangular pool of water running the entire length of the room. Diffused light shines upward from the pool, illuminating wide pillars lining the wall. There's about 5 pillars on each side of this room. It's approximately a 60-foot long room by 40 feet wide or so, 40, 50 feet wide. Strangest of all, though, there are man-shaped crystal creatures visible in the shadows. They shuffle about slowly. They're strange crystalline bodies sparkling like jewels whenever they catch light from the pool. Then you see, way to the northeast, even though you can't actually see because your torch doesn't go far enough, hypothetically you could see there is a door to the northeast.
Door to the northeast. Let's. Okay, so Keeper is going to. Keeper's not entirely that intelligent, and having just been shot at, you've seen all these flames being shot about, is going to do the only thing he thinks is logical, which is dash forward and dive into the pool.
Okay? That you open the door, run forward.
He'll drop the torch though, so we can keep the room lit.
Oh, good.
Okay, but he doesn't have the torch in hand. I just want to establish that.
Yes. Okay.
There is a rule for this, in fact. I'm not kidding. There is, in this case, actually a rule for dropping torches. And yeah, I actually have this in my notes just in case this happened. Dropping a torch dropped to the ground has a 50% chance of being extinguished. Give me that D100 roll, please. Or whatever you want to do.
All right,
However you want to do this.
51 or higher, it stays lit.
Yep.
98.
Keep that torch lit.
Whoa,
Keep it lit.
nice.
Yeah.
And then Keeper does a beautiful sailor's dive into the pool head first. No arms
won't even
to
make
break
you-
the water.
I won't even make you roll that, and in fact, I'm going to give you a bonus luck point for that.
Oh,
Considering,
nice.
yeah, considering you're juggling 4 PCs, it's tricky to figure out who's burnt luck and who hasn't. I can award luck for things almost in a way like a bottle cap, hero point, whatever. This way you can apply it though to any of your PCs. I have a deck of that on the Roll20 table. I drag that over to you. You will discard that just like you would any other card. But you get a luck point for keeping that torch lit, using the most obscure rule I had in my notes, and swan diving into that pool. That's good. That's really dialing down the passive aggressiveness. So I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Yes, that's what you're supposed to say when people thank you for things.
Great. That only leaves Sylvester, who shall continue digging the ditch.
Okay, turn 2 of his 9-turn deep grave. Got it. Subaru the Forester.
Steady progress.
Subaru
So
and Kiki.
Subaru's staff, yes, is broken, which
10
is
minutes.
great. I think that he's really not interested in the demonic stuff in this room and would be just kind of not leaving the room, but looking around at all of the writings and such on the wall and trying to understand it. So like a
Sure.
check I can make.
You can give me an intelligence check for that.
Yeah. He's intelligent.
Yeah.
I'm not, though. It's a 7 total.
Oh, no.
A 7 total. You see bodies and figures conversing. You see a group of people bringing something to another group. You see building. You can't really make sense of it, though. But you see, it's almost like a storyboard kind of thing that's going on. But you're not sure where it starts, where it ends. It's kind of crude, but that's what you can piece together.
So he says that to the room, like, there's some kind of story being told here. Maybe it will help us in the rest of this cursed place.
It's the production office.
So that goes to Kiki, my only other character, and she's going to finish donning the armor from her dead friend, getting the spear, and Betty also had a torch on her. So she's just going to finish getting all of that, and then look up at this baddie statue, and is it, like, moving towards her?
It's not its turn yet.
Okay. She is gonna try to sneak around, like, the back side of it, you know, towards the top door, because she heard screams coming from the door to the east.
Okay.
So she's gonna, I guess I can only get to the door.
I'm going to say, though, you seem to be going a little heavy on the action. So last turn you walked over, you grabbed all the stuff off the body. So this turn, you want to don the armor?
Yes.
And move.
If it's possible. You let me know. Just tell me when to stop.
Give me a luck
I'll
check.
keep going.
Here we go. No. It's cool. Give me a luck check to determine if you get the armor on correctly, because you hastily donned it. So a luck check is going to be roll a d20, and you want to roll below your current luck score to see if you do it. So the higher the luck, the easier it is to do that.
Interesting.
First good roll of the night. Didn't do that. I rolled a 15. My luck is 11.
Oh.
So I'm going to say you don't have the armor on quite correctly. You can still make the move. All I'm saying is you didn't quite get the armor on fully. It's going to require another action to finish it. That's all. I'm going to say about 30 feet, though, is going to get you pretty close to that northern door, if that's the route you want to go.
Yeah, I think she's going to want to go towards that door. So she gets it most of the way on, tries to fuss with it as she's going, trying to be sneaky, making it to the door.
It's like being late to school in the wintertime and, like, trying to get your gloves on as you're running out the door. Yeah.
Like, hopefully the teacher doesn't notice.
Well, next round, back to the statue. And unfortunately, there's one person in the room.
Is there? Question.
Well, you should have drank that invisibility potion. If that's what you wanted, instead of donning the armor. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Let's see. Here we go. A little d20 roll. That's a natural 19 for a 25.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. But let's go back. A little damage. I don't know how many hit points you have. I hope it's a lot. Otherwise, we know what class you're playing at level 1.
Yeah.
You might not be dead. 2 damage.
She has 2 hit points.
Kiki. On a D6.
No.
On a D6, I thought it was going to be okay. I really should get into fudging dice rolls. I'm sorry, Kate.
From where shall we buy our goods?
Yeah.
Where
It's 'cause she got greedy.
Costers.
Well,
She got
good-
greedy. She got
A
greedy
wooden table
looting
will
her
be covered
friend's,
with rings.
The good
looting her
news
friend's
is,
body during initiative order, though, was aggressive. I'm just going to point that out. That's very atypical for an adventurer, but it almost paid off.
you gotta do what you gotta do. But the good news is, I'm the first one of the group to have their character So some might say I'm pretty good at this game.
You're the best at this game.
Yeah.
That's true.
I might be winning.
You're the experts.
The dice made the decision for you.
Yeah.
All right. Sir Isaac Newton, you're in the other room.
Does Sir Isaac Newton, Arcane Neophyte, need to do any type of check to see how the lasso turned out that he fashioned last round? I was thinking it might be fun to do like an intelligence or an agility check to see the quality of the lasso.
Give me, so much like with a luck check where you have to roll below your attribute, let's do an agility check. Instead of me putting a DC on this.
Okay.
Roll agility.
Under 12.
Yep. Less than or equal to.
19.
Oh.
Damn these lucky hands.
You fumble around with it, and it's still just 50 feet of rope in your hands. But that's okay. There's no snakes nearby. There's not even a snake to tie up, turned into ash.
As he's fumbling, with the knot, he drops one end of the rope and it falls to the ground, and he says, "Eureka! I've invented gravity!" And he's going to move. Well, you know what? He has good intelligence, so 16 intelligence. In fact, he's going to make the same check on the symbols around the room that I believe Subaru or one of Kate's characters did.
Sure, go for it.
That is going to be a 15 plus 2, 17.
Okay, with a 17, you make out a little bit more to the story. The story looks like someone arrived somewhere, met someone, gave them things, so that's a little bit more context. However, it looks to be almost technological. So as simplistic as these pictures are, the things that people are drawing look, imagine on a Egyptian hieroglyph, like seeing a car. And you're like, that clearly doesn't belong there. Those are the kind of things you're seeing in these tablets. Something seems odd and out of place with what's going on here.
And is there any correlation in these pictographs to the horn that remains on the floor? Is there any connection there?
There's nothing about that, but what you also notice on these are various events. So one thing you didn't see before, you see the initial interaction, but you see things like droughts, plagues, birth and death of kings, like historic events being written out in almost a timeline on these walls.
Oh, whoa.
All right. So technically, is that any actions? Because the lasso was last round and as the intelligence check in action, can I want to lobby to double move into the pool room, but I can also just move. I might just move more strategically to like right before the entryway there.
Okay, sure.
Okay,
That's probably about right. I would say it's more of a single move.
Okay, great. That's going to be Sir Isaac Newton's turn. The minstrel, Anthony Bennett, is going to reach into the pile of ash and pull out the horn.
Okay. It feels funny in his hand. Not funny in a dangerous way like a elf holding a piece of iron, but funny as in deep in your head almost, the horn is speaking to you?
Really?
Oh, whoa.
It's not making words or anything, but you can feel almost an empathic signal coming out from it, radiating from your hand through your arm up into the back of your brain. What's your intelligence?
An 8.
You dumb minstrel.
-1 modifier is an 8?
Yes.
He's got the voice, not the brain.
Fly me to the moon and let all this crazy horn's got a lot to say.
You can make me a really hard intelligence check if you'd like.
Okay. I'd love nothing more than to do an intelligence check, baby.
I will warn. Well, that's fine.
Warn me?
No, go ahead. Just
if I fail, something bad's gonna happen. I rolled an 11, which nets me out to a sweet 10.
That's fine. It was more of the fumble variety. This was going to be a problem. With your 10, though, you don't know what's going on. There's something up with this horn. This is not simply a decorative horn that one would put on a Thanksgiving table. There is something magical to this.
Are there any horn-shaped holes in the room?
No horn-shaped glory holes on these walls.
This isn't how my night normally pans out. Yo, the way you look tonight. Thank you, everybody. Anthony Bennett is going to move through the hallway after picking up the horn and going to pass Sir Isaac Newton with some crazy ideas placed into his head, perhaps. Gerard the Caravan Guard would like to inspect the throne, which we have not interacted with so far.
That is perfectly reasonable. Give me a search, so it's going to be intelligence.
All right. I am nothing if not intelligent. He is an intelligent Caravan Guard. Let's see what, as a 15, so +1 to 14 is a 15.
Ooh, nice.
With a 15, you notice something as you look over your shoulder towards the front door. The front door, not the front door, but the door to this room, wasn't totally closed. And you can see a little bit on the back of it. There seems to be a mirror on the back of the door. So when this door's closed, this throne is facing that door. So that door would be looking directly at this mirror that covers the back of the door. That's what you notice with a 15.
Perhaps the king, overlooking the histories of his kingdom, grew enamored like Narcissus with his own image in the mirror facing his throne and died there years ago, or was transformed into this very evil snake. Who can say? The big tomes in the corners do not look interactable with, so Gerard is going to make like Depardieu and leave. Can I lobby for a double move into the ice room, or should I just wait? Or can he make it from there, I should say. I shouldn't say should I lobby. Does it make sense that he could make it there, or would he be stuck in the room with the fire launching statue?
I think he would be stuck in the room with the fire launching statue.
Gerard will wait. And that is my turn.
Okay. We're going to go to Skid and Bingo and Friends.
All right, Bingo's still pretty woozy, and he's in a lot of pain. He just sort of pulls himself up to his feet after being thrown into the throne by Dwalin on his way past him. And Eloise comes over and says, "Oh, you poor thing, you look like you're in a lot of pain. Here, let me help." And she takes out some Asiago cheese from her bag and starts grating it into his hair. And Dwalin comes over and he's like, "You're not eating that halfling without me." And he pushes her away and says, "Here, don't let her touch it. Let me help." And he leans in and starts licking his burned skin. And then Eloise comes over and it's just like, "You're just doing the same thing as me." And she jumps and like puts the dwarf in a headlock and they start wrestling. They're rolling around on the floor wrestling. And then Bingo starts vomiting from the pain that he's in, and that's my turn. They have agendas. I'm just trying to stay true to their agendas.
Yeah, I mean, that is really playing the character.
I'm just trying to play the characters. They both really want to eat him, and he's in that much pain, so he can't not vomit.
And he's partially cooked, in fairness.
Right. That's more enticing. Right. Like if you weren't already like seared, they'd probably be able to resist, but that locks in the juices.
With that smell
so, like,
of
that
seared.
just tempts them. Exactly. So they're that much more tempted, they can't help themselves. So the fight breaks out.
Just needs a quick finish in the oven.
Right.
Seems like Guy Fieri's going to have to pop over after he's done and give a good verdict.
This is what I meant.
Just really put you in a mood this morning, or earlier this episode with the intro, huh?
Yeah. I'm just doing my research, trying to stay true to the theme.
Well, let's go to these statues.
I was going to say, what is that in the initiative? Oh, no.
Wait, are they on the token layer? Do you see these?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they could move or not.
Well,
maybe they can move, but can they swim?
Big brain.
Outfoxed by Keeper the Trapper again.
Keep the Trapper. Has him right where he wants him.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's a lot.
There's quite a few of them.
They just keep coming.
There's 6 of them. They all move basically 20-ish feet closer to the open door into this long room with the pool. So they're just kind of weird crystalline arms extended, just mindlessly moving towards the front door. No one really had enough movement to get out, but they're just moving slowly, and that's their turn. They totally ignore Keeper in the pool, though, for what it's worth. Don't even pay any attention to him. Naomi.
All right. Naomi is going to strike back at this skull that tried to bite her from the mound with her hand axe.
Sure. Which mound do you want to strike?
Which mound was the one that bit me?
I think you looked at this far left one before you moved.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. You can pick.
No. I want to bite the face that bit me. Okay.
Give me an attack roll.
She will take it with the hand axe, which she's a +0 this roll. 10 to hit.
10 will hit. Give me some damage.
A d6.
Ooh.
1 point of damage.
Hey.
1 point,
Yep.
and it shatters.
Whoa.
All right. Naomi, emboldened by her victory over this enemy, will shout to the rest of the group that she's found another room and she just killed a zombie. She stands triumphant over her enemy's shattered corpse.
Just grinding those XPs.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, and then Keeper the Trapper.
Big turn, Keeper.
Well, first, it occurred to me I jumped in this pool. I didn't know if Keeper the Trapper could swim. He might be a little bit of a landlubber.
I'm going to assume that these medieval individuals that can't read, can't write, clearly don't have television and other forms of entertainment like Skid, probably spend their time swimming and doing outdoorsy things. I'm going to assume there's a basic level of swimming. Now, if you want to do something
Unless
a little
they
more...
have a loom, like me, because a loom takes up a lot of your time. You might not even have time to learn to swim if they do have looms. I'm just saying. It's your game. I'm just saying. They have looms.
Let's just
Maybe they don't
suspend a little suspension of disbelief. Just for the rest of this,
It's a fantasy game after all. I understand that.
It is. And this Keeper the Trapper, whose father's name is Donald, I believe. Is that right? I think we established that last episode.
Donald the
Sutherland? Yeah, no, Donald Sutherland.
Yeah, that's right.
No.
You're Canadian
yes.
royalty.
I'm just trying to remember backstories here, people. I did a real deep dive on family trees and stuff of these 16 PCs. You know how much prep goes into these things.
He does way more work than the rest of us tend to do on these things.
My grandfather was named John. And yeah. Trapper John. They called him Trapper John.
Oh, Trapper John, yeah.
And he was medium decent. That's the other thing they would say about him in town.
Yeah, so sometimes nickname. Shortened it.
Yeah, they shortened it a little bit. At the pub, he'd be known as Trapper John, MD.
This is a carryover from Marvel superheroes with like the typical Spider-Man. This is very medium decent.
Medium decent. All right, so if Keeper the Trapper can indeed swim, he's going to think strategically. And he's going to start to swim the length of the pool.
Sure.
The other direction.
Get his laps in. That's fine.
Oh, but there's a light source on him, David. I think you firmly established where that torch was.
It's true.
It's on the ground. It's on the ground. I don't mean to have it on him, but I'm also getting tired of all this dynamic lighting. It's so much work on Roll20. Just so much work.
It's beautiful. But it does seem like a lot of
looks
work.
amazing.
Until you just have to ask which of 16 people are carrying torches and such. I just want the rooms to be lit. I just want the people to see.
I keep saying we have to move to Tailspire. We just move to Tailspire, none of this will matter anymore. It'll be great.
So, Keeper, you can see the room. For whatever reason you ate your carrots, you can see well in the dark, okay?
You think I can get the length of the pool in a turn?
Sure. You can, yes.
Great. So he ducks beneath the water and does a medieval version of the breaststroke. Just stealthily swims to the other end of the pool. Remember, he's got him right where he wants him.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
It's a flavor breathstroke. I'm not going to make you roll on that. So sure, fine. You swim down there. Great. Keeper. That was you and Naomi.
and then Sylvester will keep on digging.
Action 3, I believe, of the 9
Almost.
action.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
He's at shallow grave depth right now. He can stop.
He would never stop at a shallow grave.
He's a man of the trade with his really bad constitution. Do you remember? Bad stamina? Is that right?
Oh, that's a good thing. I should check that. Yes, he has truly terrible stamina.
Yeah,
he has
that's what I thought.
-2 modifier.
Yes. As Skid pointed out, usually he pawns his work off on other people. He has a good personality, so people feel bad and want to help him. He's also now the oldest person in town, the only person here doing hard labor on a random night in the middle of a scary dungeon under the moonlight. So hats off to him for really setting a solid example for all these slackers in town.
Work ethic. That's what I always tell everyone.
I mean, all we're doing is out here dying, making more bodies he's got to bury.
I know.
True.
We're just manufacturing work for the ditch digger. This is not conscientious at all.
We're also creating such an enormous vacuum in the labor market in this small village. Like all these different professions are just totally empty. I like to think that Gen Z is hoping that'll happen to boomers and Gen Xers, just that we all get sent through a funnel like this so that they can have all the jobs that are vacated afterwards.
Need another Vietnam. It'll thin out their numbers.
Jesus.
Yikes. I'm on record as saying the Vietnam War is not my favorite war. So
Not a great war.
Not a good one.
It's
No.
probably safe to be on record with that one, Grant. So we'll go with that. Not a great war. Okay. Matthew, I believe that is the end of your peoples.
That is the end of my peoples.
Great. Subaru the Forester is up.
The one and only, my one true character with his heightened elf senses, hears Naomi the Woodcutter yell, "Hey, this room's cool. I just killed a zombie." And I'm wondering if he can like double move into the room with Naomi from where he is.
I am going to say that is going to be way too far at roughly 160 feet.
Oof.
All right.
Actually, no, that's 80 feet. For whatever reason, it's doubling up. But still, 80 feet is going to put you smack dab in front of the flaming statue.
Definitely don't want that. So we're gonna just wait our turn in this queue here to get on out of this tunnel.
That's a big part of Dungeon Crawl Classics, and that is waiting in long lines in narrow hallways. We are
Available now in your local game store.
Maybe while he's doing this, he can try to fix his staff a little bit. I know it takes 10 minutes, but yeah.
Okay.
Flavor
He can-
fix.
He can get a flavor 6 seconds in of his 10 minutes. You know, he's 100th of the way there. Top of the round. Back to the statue. The statue looks around. And the way statues look around, spins around, sees no one in the room, but then catches the minstrel in the doorway.
I thought it would be out of the wicked reach of the wicked statue.
And it turns over and locks eyes on the minstrel. And there's just a sputter out of its finger
Wow.
Whoa.
as it seems to have run out of fuel. And it sort of powers down.
It looks like the lady is a tramp.
So if you throw enough bodies at it, you'll eventually tucker him out. Got it.
Yeah, that's all
And
you
the
need.
statue is done.
We solved
We're
the
still in
room.
initiative.
We did.
We're still in initiative, though, because you happen to open up 6 rooms at once. So We got to figure out what's going on elsewhere. We still have an entire room filled with 6 alcoves of corpses, and then we also have these 6 statue crystal guys walking around. What are we gonna do?
What amateur hour player managed to open up multiple rooms at once and keep us in initiative?
Open all the doors up.
You open every door. Go into every room.
Get some
We have 16
airflow in
characters.
here.
Use them all.
Yeah.
It's like you're at an open house for like a new house where you're like, is this a closet? Oh, it's a laundry room. This is great.
It's an open house dungeon.
So I'm going to let you do a couple of different things right now. We can keep going through initiative point after point. Obviously, people have some distance to cover between the 2 other rooms. Can we talk conceptually what you want to do here, though? What are people thinking right now about what, I mean, obviously they're hearing this being shouted from the other rooms. There's this room with alcoves of bodies. Naomi is saying something about killing zombies. And then the room to the north has 6 crystalline statues, and then Keeper getting in his morning laps worth of workouts in the lap pool.
He has a plan.
Okay. Well, do you want to talk about plans? Do you want to talk about what you're thinking? Or we can just keep going in initiative. This is...
No. I can pick up what you're putting down. So Keeper's plan is to slowly get out of the pool and Apocalypse Now, like Apocalypse Now style, and then climb out and sneak around up behind this crystal statue and try to fell him with my sling.
I'm surprised you're not going to try to open the last door.
Yeah.
I forgot about the last door. No.
Well, it's not going to be your turn yet, though.
Okay.
So they're going to go before you get to do that. So you're still going to be in the pool. I want to know what everyone else wants to do. And you can do this as kind of just a big lump thing, both Grant and Skid. Well, Skid, I know what's going on. People are still eating the halfling and stuff. So, sorry, this
They're
is more...
fighting over the right to eat the halfling.
Yeah. Well, I assume we're a round or 2 away from cannibalism, which there are rules for that, too. It is a 600-page rule book, after
Well, this is what we want to do, is we want to explore the nooks and crannies of these games.
Yeah,
this
space.
This is good.
Yeah, exactly. And PvP cannibalism is an important part of classic Dungeons and Dragons, as I'm sure you know from your childhood.
We're just stress testing the game. That's all it is.
It's what we do. It's what we're known for.
It is. Yes, thoroughly getting into the space, looking around, and then breaking things. Then filing insurance claims.
I know that I said that Subaru wants to try to dart into the zombie room, but then I also forgot that his weapon is broken. He's probably not going to want to do that if he thinks there are zombies to fight. So I think his first priority, since he doesn't have enough time to fix his staff, is to try to find a weapon on our friends.
Okay. You could definitely grab a weapon off of any of the random downed bodies of your friends. I believe you know what Betty the Beekeeper had. Alan the Armorer, of course, could hypothetically speak up and say what he has. Actually, I have it right here. Alan has a hammer. You want a hammer time?
The beekeeper had a staff.
Subaru, it is I, Gerard. Oh wait, it is metal. An elf cannot use a metal rapier, can you?
No,
I'm so
not
sorry
iron.
for insulting your elvish sensibilities.
It's okay, I can tell you didn't mean it.
I did not. Thank you for your forgiveness.
You're welcome. I can just grab the staff from the beekeeper as I go by.
Sure. So, while this halfling feast is going on, Grant, your characters can come out. Subaru, you can come out. Matthew, before you get to say anything about what's happening in the room, I'm going to tell you what develops in the room. So the room with these 6 crystalline statues, they all keep moving. And they all surround basically that front square right where you drop the torch.
Oh no.
Oh.
And they're there, just standing over it, almost like it's a fire, just warming themselves. It's right in the doorway. They can't seem to get out, but they're there, just standing, warming themselves over the torch. They
Weird.
pay no mind to Kiki's body right outside the door. They can't really see any of you, but they're there just standing, warming themselves over that torch. What do you do?
Keeper will he will enact the plan he had all along, which is to climb out, from the pool, Apocalypse Now style, and then he'll begin sneaking back to, he'll eventually when he gets to near one, he's going to try to throw him in the pool.
Push the guy into the pool?
Yep.
Pool room.
It's like a high school party.
It is. It's like It's a Wonderful Life.
It is.
Give me
Yes.
the school
I'll
dance
turn
scene.
on a swing dance song and dance us into the pool backwards.
Give me a strength check.
Oh, I have to play a swing dance song now. Crap.
Okay. Strength is actually one of the ability scores that the Keeper the Trapper is not terrible at, with a 0 modifier.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Yes.
Okay, then.
Crit,
I am-
crit.
Yeah. So, much in the other direction, we're going to be talking crits. So, there is a special crit table just for level 0 people. In fact, this will be easier out of my Quickstart rules. Level 0 characters and all wizards roll on this table. That is crit table number 1. You are going to roll. It should be on your character sheet, whatever the die is, right? For level 0 characters. Or it's not, is it?
I gotta say, I love the artwork with this table. The man with a kind of pirate's hook, prosthetic arm, holding a shield on his back, sword in hand. Love the art of this book. I really advocate for it.
Yeah, you don't get a crit die until you go up to level 1 and know
Yeah.
what your class is and stuff.
Oh, this kid found it.
What a great
Back
movie.
in the pool.
It's a good movie.
I like when they keep dancing in the pool. Actually, my mother always laughs and laughs when they don't know they're dancing. Like they keep backing up and everyone's cheering.
Everyone's like, yeah.
And Jimmy's always like, "We must be good."
Yeah.
My mother laughs and laughs.
And they keep dancing in the pool. It's really sweet. And everyone jumps in. I love it. That's a great one.
You actually do get a crit die at level 0. It's only 1d4 though. But
Oh, okay.
give me 1d4, Matthew, and this is going to be modified by your luck. So, do you have a luck modifier per chance on Keeper?
Yes, I have a +1.
Great.
So that
roll
is
a d4.
I rolled a 3, so I got a 4.
Okay. Strike to foe's kneecap. Inflict plus 1d4 damage with this strike, and the foe suffers a -10 penalty to speed until healed.
Nice.
Right, because he falls in the pool naturally.
Give me a d4.
1.
Okay. With 1, he falls into the pool, sees you, and starts to look agitated.
Oh. Well, we know that Keeper is feeling pretty proud of himself for that plan. I imagine he just like snuck up behind him, and as they were kind of huddling over the fire, he kind of like stomps him on the back of the knee, and he just falls into the pool.
So you moved, and then you pushed him into the pool and stomped him for good measure, because pushing him just wasn't enough.
Yeah. Well, the stomping I think was his method of pushing.
Ah, okay.
He knows
Got
all
it.
his strength is in his legs.
Got it. Okay. Since we went a little bit out of turn there, Grant, your characters.
Yes, they're all itching to go. They're like a rabbit in the chute at like a greyhound race at the
Go for
dog
it.
track. And I'm calling my team the Torchbearers because they've all proudly been bearing torches this entire combat. The Minstrel is going to move up with his move action. Can he move directly in front of the door and like, let's say he's the one that has a torch. I'm not gonna say that all my characters have torches. Can he like
That's fine.
throw a torch past them, seeing them all congregate around this one to try to disperse them a bit?
Yeah, he can move and then toss the torch. Where do you want the torch to go?
Can he stand like underneath the arm of the statue to give room for the other characters to get in there? Okay, great. So he's going to stand strategically underneath the arm of the now exhausted Flame Strike statue, toss a torch to the right to protect the now legendary Keeper of the Trapper, moving them a little further away from him.
Give me a agility roll. Let's call it, so ranged attack roll, basically. Let's call it AC 5, though, because you're just trying to hit roughly that square.
Okay, the Minstrel has a 7 agility, so -1 to whatever pops up on the old Norse Foundry D20. 19 on the die for an 18.
Ooh, oh my god.
You really can't stop this guy, no matter what system you play.
System doesn't matter. He's system agnostic, just every time. Crazy.
You just have to take away the dice, though. I think that's really the key thing. You need...
That might help.
Like Fiasco, right? Like that's...
Right.
Grinds him to a halt. Can't really... It's all about improv outperformance at that point. That's not
very bad
dice
things
roll.
happen to Grant's character in Fiasco.
That's very true.
Amazing things. I've never seen anyone want to kill my character. I used to think Troy wanted to kill Baron, but boy, did Ellie want to kill my character.
Yeah.
God. And she was like, she hated him more than her own like scumbag guy. It was so funny. Yeah.
That hits. So a torch drops right behind them. It's not their turn yet. You don't know exactly what they do. Now there's a torch directly in front of the 5 remaining statues warming themselves, and now one just flew over them. They seem to see it, look over their heads kind of as it flies by, but for now they're staying close to the one that they're by. So that's the minstrel's turn.
Yep. Gerard is going to go to the avant-garde. And I'm hoping that'll be fudgeable for 1 move action so he can strike out at them with his spear.
Okay.
D20 roll. Come on, baby. That is going to be a 13 plus 1 with his strength. Yes, plus 1 with his strength for a 14 to hit.
Hits.
All right, D8 coming up hot out of the box. 7 points of damage.
That one just shatters.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, sorry, I'm doing X's. That one shatters.
Nice.
The other ones, though, as you strike him, it kind of breaks their trance a bit.
Oh no.
They're looking at the torch, now they're like, my buddy just... Nah, I'm good. I'm going to torch for now. And they get back to warming themselves. So that's Gerard.
Sir Isaac Newton is going to move up next to Anthony Bennett, the minstrel, and will attempt again to fashion a lasso out of his 50 feet of rope. What was that? That was under my agility?
I think we did agility.
Okay,
yeah,
here
we did
comes
agility luck roll.
a 5 this time.
Okay, so presumably we're going to have a fashioned lasso ready to go next turn for some cowboy action.
Excellent.
And is that it?
That is all of my characters'
Oh yeah, all
abilities.
3 are all clumped together. That's right. Okay, so we got that. Skid, if you would like to continue with the feast.
Yeah, let me explain what's happening.
Please.
So Bingo is still like, he's still swaying. He's like trying to like gather himself. He's still in incredible pain. He's dry heaving now. Like there's nothing left in him. And Eloise and Dwalin are in a mutual shoulder lock, like in the corner of the room. From if you were looking at them, they might look like they're in an intimate embrace. And they're wrestling still, and they're sort of lying there whispering to each other. It's just like, and Dwalin says like, "This is pointless. There's plenty enough halfling for both of us, so we need to work together." It's like, "What do you propose, dwarf?" It's like, we wait till he dies, and we tear him up, eat him piece by piece, split him up real fair like." It's like, "All right, it's a deal, but I get first dibs." It's like, "As long as I get the dark meat, all right." And they pull each other up, and then they go over and they help Bingo. Like, "Here, little fella," and they kind of guide him into the next room with the statue. And they're like, "All right, 1, 2, 3, now!" And they throw him in front of the statue, not realizing that it's out of fuel. So he just tumbles across the floor and lies there breathing heavily. And then they realize what's happened. It's just like, all right, So Eloise starts putting on the armor that Alan the Armorer had on. She strips him naked and picks up his spear, and they're ready to go.
I'm moving your tokens in to approximate where they were as they threw Bingo in front of the statue. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
I'm just imagining these two people like helping this poor little half-burned halfling into the room, and then just heaving him in front of the statue.
Do it now, statue!
Yeah, they like ran back into the hall like after they threw him in, and they're
And then it doesn't work.
I just see the lust in their eyes slowly dissipating as they realize their plan isn't working.
They can't help themselves. They're good people. Normally, they just in this world, halflings are so delicious that just people go crazy. That's why they say there are no halfling funerals, only barbecues.
Oh no, is this canon now?
That's canon. I'm sorry, Dungeon Crawl Classics, but that's canon.
I just want to call dibs for the network on that as a t-shirt. Because I smell a revenue stream.
What's it? That's I think it's all right. Copyright.
That's not all you smell, Matthew.
It's true.
Halfling, the forbidden fruit of this Dungeon Crawl Classic world. The most dangerous game, if you will. Your fellow halfling PCs.
That's right.
Wow.
That explains their relative paucity in this world.
Yeah, see, there's only two of them. That's why.
I can't help but notice, though, Skid, neither of your PCs seems to want to eat Jolene the Vagrant.
Well, because A, she's a vagrant, so she's pretty stringy. And B, the women halflings, they're very bitter aftertaste. No one can explain it.
Oh.
But so they're just not as coveted as the male halflings.
And there's been no specialty rub invented to get rid of the bitterness of the taste. It's like a gamey deer or something.
No, people have tried like soaking them in milk overnight and seeing if that helped, like a shark fin, but like nothing seems to help. So luckily there's the female to male ratio of halflings in this world is 15-1 for that reason.
Just writing all this
Halfling parents
down.
are praying for the gender of their child.
Hoping for a girl.
Please give us a girl.
I'm just, it's horrible. I agree. I'm with you people. I agree. This is horrible. I'm just relaying the facts.
All the halfling men are just like dressing up as women just to get by.
It's like a reverse Mulan for like every halfling.
They hardly make it out of the hospital.
Oh no.
I want dibs.
Men here today.
It's like the stoning scene in Monty Python, but in reverse.
Thank you,
Everywhere they go,
Grant.
yes.
I want to at least
I want dibs on the reverse Mulan shirts. Those are going to be a hot item, too.
What have we done?
ruin DCC canon everywhere in one single episode. And I feel really good about it.
One day I'll make a woman out of you.
Call Donny Osmond immediately.
Isaac, yeah.
Oh boy. It's the hardest part of this is when you laugh that hard and it hurts to breathe afterwards. Which, okay. All right, so Halfling was not cooked, is still up, much to the chagrin of Skid's other two PCs, and presumably the other people too, by the way. We just have other people that are more fixated on the other things that are going on.
Yeah, I think that Eloise and Dwalin are just particularly hungry going into this.
It happens.
It happens.
I mean,
It's like the conventional wisdom that my wife taught me that I've yet to internalize. Is you should never go grocery shopping when you're hungry.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Never go adventuring with a male halfling when you haven't had food. Like, all they had was drinks at the bar, like when we all at the beginning. They were just like, oh no, I had a big breakfast, so they just both got drinks. But now it's like it's been like an hour or two, and they're like, damn, I didn't even have dinner. So...
Need a nice, greasy halfling.
That's a big, like, blackened halfling. That's what they want.
It's like 1 a.m. pizza. Like you,
They know it's not
meal.
good for you, but
Microwave burrito.
and also I think both a little high. I think they both like went out back of the bar and like I smoked a little weed, and that's affecting the situation as well.
ein bisschen high. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that adds to like how paranoid they must be now that the statue's not working. It knows you want to eat the halfling.
They're watching us. They want a piece
They want
too.
the halfling too. We gotta do this now.
We can't split them this many ways.
There's not enough to go around.
For
They're
us.
small creatures.
Okay.
I'm glad we're
Alright.
exploring this part of the game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Most people
Intentionally.
might not. If you do just a skim through the rulebook, you don't even get to this.
There's
It's like,
I bet most people don't. When they get to the funnel and they don't even realize what treasures are waiting for them
that's
in
right.
this rule set.
That's the value of a deep dive actual play like this. So you're welcome.
Well, in this system in particular, they intentionally don't have that much lore. They have some deities, they have some patrons for the wizards. There's intentionally not cities, it's just a blank slate for exactly this reason.
There you go.
Oh, great. So we're doing really well.
Yeah.
We're doing incredibly
yes.
well.
Feel free to use this in your home game.
Yes. We should write a GCN Dungeon
Supplement.
Crawl Classic supplement that is specifically the halfling companion guide, or a cookbook, if you will,
To serve halflings.
to serve halflings.
The halfling companion guy is just like strategies for hiding, and tips for disguising yourself as a dwarf or female halfling
or a ferret or something.
I really want artwork now. In my home growing up, the cookbook I always looked at was The Joy of Cooking. I just want a cover that says The Joy of Halfling Cooking. And just put it on my bookshelf.
Do you guys remember the SaveToby.com thing?
No.
Wait, this was not a corner of the internet that your friends were obsessed with in high school? Okay, well, the story goes, this guy, I'm sorry, David, we're totally derailing you, but this is last bit about
This is
cooking
worth
halflings.
it. This is worth it.
So, SaveToby.com spun a yarn about a fellow who discovered an injured rabbit underneath, I think it was like his deck. And he rescued the rabbit, named him Toby, and nursed him back to health. And then posted on the internet of the late 90s, early aughts, I believe.
2005.
2005. That sounds perfect. And he was going to eat Toby unless people gave him about $100,000.
Oh, this does ring a bell.
And he began posting recipes, Welsh rarebit, and he just changed it and said it was like 6 ounces sliced Toby.
Listen, he received 50 grand and he released a book. On Thanksgiving Day 2006, he released, oh my God, what book was it? It was probably a cookbook.
I hope.
I don't know. Anyway.
Well, Skid, do you remember the SNL where Eddie Murphy held 2 lobsters aloft and had the 1-900 numbers? It cost 50 cents to call either line, and one number was to save the lobster, and one was to kill the lobster. Initially, Larry the Lobster was spared with 12,000 votes at 50 cents a pop, but then 239,000 voters called to save him, and 227,000 voted for him to be boiled. That raked in $250,000. That interactive monoculture moment. It's amazing. Anyway.
Wow.
I need to complete Toby. The book was released in 2005, and it made a new threat. If 100,000 copies of the book were not sold, Toby would be eaten at Thanksgiving dinner. The number of copies of the book sold is unknown. The book includes pictures of Toby and various recipes for cooking rabbit. It also has instructions on how to run a similar site.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus.
Copycat hostage situations.
Where?
Proof
I feel
of
like I just
life
went down like
photos?
a hole.
Yeah, a rabbit hole, if you
A
will.
rabbit hole.
Oh,
Kate is so good at this game.
So
you
good
did
at this
there.
game. Is it my turn yet?
I don't even know anymore.
I think Subaru has to go, so I'm just gonna
It
start
seems like
going.
her turn.
So, gets the spear from Betty, sees these two weirdos trying to get the halfling, walks by, no judgment, guys. I've seen weirder. It's cool. Is
She
about
winked.
to go into this room, but then sees everyone, up here. So he walks up next to who is this?
That is Sir Isaac Newton, arcane
Walks up to
neophyte.
Sir Isaac Newton. He goes, "Hey, what are we doing? Do you hear there's a room over there? Is there a room over here? What?"
I believe that Naomi has it covered. She is a excellent zombie slayer.
Oh, okay. And I'm sure I moved like way too much, so like that's all he does is just kind of
That's
like,
fine.
where am I going? I don't know.
That's fine. Okay, so that was Naomi. We did some halfling roleplay right before that. I'm gonna go with... It's the statue's turn. It's the statue's turn. The statues. One is in the pool, one fell, and then there's 3 others in the back. The 3 in the back move towards the other torch that Grant threw and start warming themselves around there. The other one moves on top of its friend body. It's his friend's body right in the doorway, down in front of the other torch. Lastly, the one next to Trapper Keeper
That's
Writes
Keeper
himself.
The Trapper.
Sorry, Keeper the Trapper. It's a dyslexia thing. Keeper the Trapper. He writes himself and takes a swipe at your trapper legs with its crystally arms. That's going to be a 6 to hit.
That misses.
So lucky.
You are very lucky. And that's the statue's turn. Let's go with Isaac Newton.
Isaac Newton has a beautifully crafted lasso in his arms and will attempt to wrangle up the legs. He's going to try to swing the lasso over his head, flick it over Gerard's head, have it land over the shoulders to tie up the ankles of the statue in front of Gerard.
I'm going to say that your ranged attack is through cover, as you are throwing your lasso through an allied square. I'm pretty sure that's how the rules work. So this is going to be at a minus.
in his excellent intelligence, observe this prior to doing this and allow Gerard to try to dispatch the statue in front of him so that he could do it on a creature further in?
Sure, you
All
can
right, here
dispatch it.
comes.
Gerard can dispatch away.
All right, Gerard rolled a 12 for a 13.
13's going to hit.
Okay.
I need to know what damage with that spear.
Ooh, 8. 7 on the
Nice.
D8, so 8 with a strength modifier.
See ya. Because that
Nice.
7, the previous round, took out the other one. So now there's a stack of 2 of those statues right in front of that torch, but no one around it. Okay,
All
that
right.
was Gerard.
Here comes Sir Isaac Newton, who is going to step into the door and back a bit and is going to aim his ranged lasso attack against the closest northernmost walking crystalline statue.
Southernmost in this case? Closest to the door?
Southernmost,
Or
I
furthest?
apologize.
Okay, got it.
I've acquired a disease from Troy. And it's reversing the cardinal directions at all times. Here comes the agility attack at a +0. That is going to be a 10.
10 I'm going to give you that you get the lasso on it, but it doesn't like perfectly fall down, hit its ankles just yet. But it is lassoed.
Okay,
Nice.
I like that. I also, yeah, because it would have made sense. I would have had to do like another action, actually, like yank him off his feet anyway.
Yeah.
So that is going to... Oh, I moved the minstrel to do that instead of him. So I'm going to move Anthony Bennett, who is under the influence of horn. hot horn. And
Honk if you're horn influenced.
Anthony is beeping left and right. Here comes his attack with a dagger. 19 on the die.
Oh my god, it's ridiculous.
That is unmodified. So with a dagger, he strikes out doing 3 points of damage.
All right, that takes a good chunk out of that boy, but he is still up.
Okay.
And now he's aggroed.
Got it.
That's all. Yeah.
All.
Okay. All right. Bingo? Or no. We did this all out of order. Matthew, you are up with Naomi and Keeper.
Okay, Naomi is going to continue her reign of zombie terror and move to the next mound and see if she needs to attack, if there's a zombie to slay in that mound.
It looks the same. For whatever reason, it has not acted, but you can take a swipe at it. It looks the same as the other pile.
Oh, will she swipe? With the hand axe. 6 to hit.
Ooh. 6 is going to hit.
Okay, that is, believe it or not, a d6 worth of damage. 3 points of damage.
And that's also going to wipe that one out.
She takes a brief moment to shout, she brags about her zombie slaying prowess. Sylvester will continue to dig a ditch, and then Keeper the Trapper shall dive into the pool atop his crystalline foe and attempt to thrash him to death.
Okay, give me an attack roll. So, strength. Does he have a weapon out? Or what's he doing?
He has a sling.
Yeah, so that's not going to work. He can punch it, though. And I believe a fist is a D3 of damage.
Great. Natural 1.
How do you fumble on punching?
It's very hard, and I hurt my hand on it.
All right. Back to that table. Give me a D4, please.
1.
And do you have a luck modifier?
That makes it a 2.
Sorry. Is your luck positive?
Yes.
So on a fumble, it's treated as a negative because it's better for you. So your
Then
1 becomes a 0?
0.
So a 0 on the crit table. Oh no, on the fumble table, not the crit table. 0 or less. You miss wildly, but miraculously cause no other damage.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Cool.
If you did 1, you would have been the laughing stock of our party.
That's right. There's a lot of stiff competition for that roll as well.
So now you're in the water, all tangled up with this statue. You try to punch it and gently punch yourself, but do no damage.
Skid, do you have a gif of the Gorn fight?
Oh, I can get one.
That's what I imagine right now, except in the water.
I'll get one.
All right. So that brings us to... That's the end of Matthew's turn, right?
Yeah.
That's going to bring us to Bingo and company.
Okay, so Bingo, he's still really woozy. He's just kind of like pulling himself up, his head swimming, but now he kind of like knows what's going on. So he like draws his sword and starts staggering away from Dwalin and Eloise, like, I'm a lady! Out of my way, I'm a lady! And he goes into the other room. Desperately. He goes into the other room with Naomi and prepares to sees what she's doing, and it's just like, oh, this is what ladies do, isn't it? And prepares to join Naomi in battering these zombies. Eloise and Dwalin starts to chase Bingo, but Eloise like throws her meaty arm across his chest. It's just like, there'll be plenty of time, and it's just like, we'll hold off for now. We'll eat well tonight. And it's just like, aye, we will. And they clutch forearms in their culinary pact, and they go into the swimming pool room, whispering insults to each other as they go. And so they go into the next room, ready to do battle against the crystal statues.
Okay. That
Those two
works.
are definitely gonna end up together by the end of this.
Something's
Right?
gonna, yeah.
Something's
There's a
gonna
lot
happen.
of lot of sexual tension there between Eloise and Dwalin for sure. And
shit,
food
hold on,
will get involved somehow, almost certainly.
Gross.
I feel like there's a kind of there's kind of a space there in the market for a cannibal rom-com there. So
You're right.
Isn't that the San Montecito diet or whatever? That Netflix show with Drew Barrymore, wasn't that about cannibals?
Oh
rom-com?
yeah.
aren't they zombies?
Oh, it was zombies.
Is it-
Okay.
And they have to eat brains, obviously.
Let's see. I believe we are back to the statue. I want to say. I lost them in the turn order tracker, so that's the problem. Subaru, did you get to go this go around, or do I owe you one first?
I don't know if I feel like the statues go before me.
I
Like
think
my
they
initiative
do.
was really low.
I think they do. So I believe the statues are up. So there are two aggroed statues right now. There's the one standing directly next to the minstrel, and then the one tangled up with Keeper. We're going to go with Keeper's statue first, and he is going to try to punch in the water with an attack with his fist. That's going to be a 6. So again, rolling a lot of 6s tonight.
Oh my god.
Now the other one next to the minstrel, as he's tangled up, not totally lassoed, but sees that some people are hostile near him.
Thank you,
5.
Skid.
Okay. All right. Pleasure doing business with you all. It is back to Subaru.
So Subaru makes his way into the room and sees two of the statues that are still up looking aggressive, but the other two aren't. And he's wondering if he can deduce, can we get away without fighting these? Did we even need to fight these?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. He's got a +1.
Ooh,
Oh, I don't
smarty.
want to do this. I want to do this one. Okay. 13 total.
13. You notice that they seem to be attracted to light sources, such as torches. However, if you break their attention by, say, attacking them, they tend to attack back. But otherwise, those two to the northeast in this room that no one is near, those two seem to be pretty content just warming up next to that torch.
So I say that, I go, hey, everyone, I don't think we need to be doing any of this. I think we can just chill out, Stop fighting these statues. At least definitely don't try to fight the two that we're not fighting, if you can do that, because we can just go. And then he kind
Wait
of
till the halfling dies of his injuries, you're saying.
goes here. I mean, whatever that means to you, sure.
No, that'll leave us with a clear conscience and a full belly later tonight. I agree.
I plead the
Let's
fifth.
move on to the next room, see what awaits us there.
Clean conscious.
Okay, Subaru.
That's it.
That's it? You don't need to do anything with that information? Or I guess everyone heard it, in fairness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
or-
that's
yeah,
what
but she said it.
I said that to everyone in the room. Because I was right here in the middle.
Sorry, not what you said. What Skid was just saying. His little yeah, about the clear conscience and full belly. No, okay, fine. Everyone just. It was all implied. That wasn't actually news to anyone. Everyone's like, yeah, of course.
We
Everyone
know
makes
what
sense.
some people do.
I think we all came in here with the same plan.
People don't usually do it out in the open, but it's
Yeah, but we don't-
known.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what the
We
funnel
don't
is for.
say it out loud, but
Yeah.
These two weirdos say it out loud. You just
because
don't
we're high.
Yeah. You're like, wow, there's 2 halflings with us right now? Of the 16. Really? Oh, hell yeah, I'm in. That's why they all went. All 16 of them were like, the other 14 were like, there's 2 halflings going. Like, my odds are pretty good.
We should go. Right? They're like, we should go, right?
We should go.
You kidding? This is like a comped buffet in Vegas. Like, this is primo stuff here.
I mean, worst thing that happens is we get the female halfling. That's worse.
Worse.
Yeah,
that's like the king crab is gone and you get like the tough steak, but like it's still steak.
Still, Sylvester has a thing for this. He's got a family recipe for halfling jerky that he finds with enough salt. You know, you can eat anything.
Even a halfling female can be edible with enough salt.
That's what they say. That is what they say.
Oh wow.
That's family recipes passed down through the generations. All like 22-year long generations that exist.
Every 22-year generation is
passed. It gets lost in translation, though. You know, you pass it that much. Oral tradition too. They don't even have writing, so you know it gets kind of all wonky. But everyone knows halflings taste good, or so they've been told. Okay. Subaru just heard that. Everyone nodded along, winked at each other because they get it. They know what's up.
Everyone knows what's up.
It's back to Sir Isaac Newton. Sir Isaac Newton, you have a lassoed, crystal-y person.
And I assume he is still aggroed on us. So Sir Isaac Newton is going to yank at the lasso, trying to knock him on his dumb crystalline head and crack it open.
That's fine. Give me a strength check. If you can knock him over, you're going to do some damage.
Let's see what this wizard's apprentice, who's juicing, what his strength is. -1 at a 6. Here we go. Come on, Grant. 16 on the die, 15 for the strength check.
Oh my gosh.
That tugs him good. Give me D6. Give me D6 plus 1 damage, please.
Oh, baby. Oh, out of the box. 4 damage.
See ya, Mr. Statue.
Nice.
Another one. Cracks. Shatters to the ground.
And Sir Isaac Newton will run with the 15 feet of rope trailing behind him up the hallway to reach the door on the other side. About halfway up the pool, I'm guessing, with his move speed. It's a very long Olympic-sized pool. The minstrel, now free of the menace of the crystalline dolt in front of him, is going to join, avoiding angering them. Will get right behind Sir Isaac Newton. And the caravan guard will be right behind him. They're headed towards the door in the northeast.
Door in the northeast.
Door north. East.
Naomi and company.
Naomi will move to the next mound and smash. Natural 3 for 3.
Ooh, that actually is going to miss, unfortunately. And also, unfortunately, it bites back.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Ooh. That's going to be natural 15 on the die for 13.
Yeah, hits. Okay. Naomi does not have armor. And her AC is 11, so that does hit.
Damage time.
She messed with the wrong one.
That's going to be a 2 on the die for a 1.
She's still alive.
Ooh. She's still alive.
I thought David was going to hit you with that donkey sauce, but he didn't end up doing it.
So that little old brittle skull, as you strike at it and can't quite put it down, snaps back at you, takes a little nosh out of your leg.
That's
your woodcuttery, bulky, beefy woodcutter.
Naomi looks to Bingo and says, I know I'm trying to form an identity of zombie killing, but help. And then, meanwhile, Keeper, the trapper, heard through the splashing what Subaru the Forester advised, and were he not in a fit of toxic masculinity, he would give up, but he can't. So he will try to continue to try to drown the statue he's struggling with.
Give me that attack roll.
Natural 3 again.
Oh, man.
Jesus.
For 3.
Gonna miss, and I'm not even gonna suggest you burn luck on that because it's not gonna help.
Yeah,
Okay.
I doubt it. And then Sylvester. Ooh, by now he's what? 5 rounds?
Turn
into it?
6. I think it's turn 6 if he finishes this action, which gets him 2/3 of the way to 1 deep grave.
He is going to keep digging.
Okay, great. So 2/3 of the way, it's a medium depth grave officially at this point. 3 more and it's proper depth. Okay, great. Bingo, you're up. Bingo and company, I should say.
Bingo heeds Naomi the woodcutter. Says, ask for help. It says, like, of course, us ladies have to stick together. And is still staggered, comes over and stabs at that mound. That is a 4.
A 4? Do you want to use any luck?
Yes, I'll use all 8 points of my remaining luck.
You don't want to do that. You can use 2, but...
Okay. I'll use 2 points of luck.
And what's your damage roll? What's your minimum damage?
Damage. 4 points of damage.
That's enough. That one shatters too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Teamwork!
And now you're 2 cannibalistic characters.
And Dwalin and Eloise, still gripping each other's forearms in a death grip, make their way up to the door to the northeast, still like hissing insults at each other. It's like, you little bearded turd merchant. It's like, you're a big, tall piece of crap. And they go up there and they start smashing both of their heads into the door trying to open it.
Okay. As you're walking, I want to point out one other thing now that people are... Really, Keeper probably should have seen this first, but he was a little busy. He's good at swimming, but he's not good at swimming with his eyes open. And that's really just an early experience in life with chlorine. Really burned his eyes when he was in the public swimming pool because they really chlorine the crap out of that one.
Yeah.
And so he never
Especially
opens his
in medieval
eyes.
times,
Exactly.
they use way so much chlorine because of bubonic plague.
Yeah, you really need to burn away any possible...
Yeah.
Ticks, fleas, plague, like in general. A lot of pee in that pool, that's for sure. That's actually the name of the pool, in fact. But it was very poor. The pee pool. It was very poorly thought out. But in the simple town of Hawksford, you can only expect so much. Where was I? Ah, yes, the pool.
Lost in a pea reverie.
Yes.
We're just creating so much culture and backstory to this game. It's hard.
I have to hand it to you, David. You were being really game and yes-anding the crap we were piling
I'm really
on.
impressed, David. I gotta hand it to you, man. That's good stuff.
Let me give you something, though, about the people. The water itself is kind of yellow, and you're not sure why. However, when you look through... When you look through the water, though, at the bottom, it's about a 3-foot deep pool because this is just a lap pool, as we discussed. There are a bunch of crystals at the bottom. Crystals all throughout it. So think of it almost as a cobblestone street looking kind of thing, where it's a lot of crystals with a little bit of some sort of adhesive, cement, something of the like inside. The bottom of the pool is predominantly crystal. It allows the light to kind of flow in and out. But you reckon those crystals might be worth something.
Ooh.
Sorry, back to what you were doing walking towards that door.
Oh, me?
Sorry, it was someone's turn. Those were all 3 of your characters, Skid.
It's Matthew.
Back to the crystal. I think Naomi just went, so we're going to do crystal statues, then Subaru. There's only one statue doing anything. It is the statue tangled up with
Hold on
was
there,
that,
David. It looks like Eloise and Dwalin are still in the same place. Did they get like past Sir Isaac Newton, or next to, or behind? Like how far did they get to the door?
I'm gonna say they go somewhere about there.
Oh, perfect.
If that's fine, Skid.
Yep.
All
Yeah,
right.
they're currently smashing their foreheads into the door, trying to break it open. Or, well, they're on their way to do that.
Keeper, 4th attack against you. Let's see if something can actually happen here. 13 on the die for 15.
That hits.
That hits. 1d4 damage, here we go. For 1.
Keeper's still alive. He has 2 hit points, and now he has 1.
Okay.
Okay.
The other 2 statues stand around that torch. That's the statue's turn. Subaru, you're up.
Subaru's gonna double move towards the door. So he's got
Okay.
30 speed, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's pretty much there.
Okay, great. Subaru, that's your turn.
Yeah.
Sir Isaac Newton and company.
All right. I think they all will have to double move towards the door as well. All 3 characters, and they will just about make it there. We'll say the minstrel Anthony Bennett gets to the door with Gerard, the caravan guard, in the back. That is
Okay.
my turn.
Naomi.
Naomi will smash at the next mound. Natural 14, so that should hit.
That's going to hit.
All right, and that's a D6 for her. 4 points of damage.
Dead.
Nice.
Amazing. And then Keeper will roll to punch this fellow. Ooh,
Yep.
natty 18.
Ooh.
Give me damage.
You said it was 1d3 for a punch, right?
Yep, plus strength modifier.
He has a strength modifier of 0, so that is 1 point of damage.
Just enough to put him down.
Whoa.
Because if you recall, he took that damage falling into the pool on the initial crit. So he is down. So right now we only have 2 statues left, but they're huddled around the torch. We have 2, 4, 6 people making their way towards the door. Keeper in the pool, and then Bingo and Naomi taking care of these statues. All right, and then Keeper's gonna start swimming towards the door.
Swim in the direction of the door, and at that moment, Sylvester, the previous round, heard Keeper cry out in pain. And actually, he has a fondness for Keeper because when Keeper was a boy, he would come out to the graveyard and hang out with Sylvester when he was digging ditches. So Sylvester will do the unthinkable and abandon his ditch digging and just start to run.
Where's the work ethic? Come on.
You leave Sylvester alone, and he will run towards the door. He'll double move. I don't know how far he can get, but he'll try.
Yeah, it's about right. Somewhere around there. Sure. Okay. So Sylvester is good. That is all 3 of your remaining characters. That's going to take us to Bingo. Bingo and Skid. Is Bingo going to strike another one of these piles?
Yeah, Bingo is just like, just us ladies. Stabbing mounds. That is a 2 to hit.
That's not going to work.
I'm going to spend 3 more luck points.
Okay, fine. Give me that damage roll.
6.
Dead. Okay,
Yes.
great. Another mound down. I will add halflings and thieves are the only 2 classes that can regenerate luck easily. So you're in luck by spending it.
Awesome.
Okay, great. That is Bingo. I'm assuming Bingo's staying in the room.
Yep, he's going to finish what she started. And Dwalin and Eloise are going to try to muscle their way past everyone gathered up at the door and try to bust it down with their foreheads.
Okay. So now we have a big bunch of, 6 PCs, almost 7, against this door in the very, very back. You're done. Crystal statues go. They're just chilling around the torch. We're back to Subaru, who is one of 6 PCs right around that door. What are you all doing?
Someone's gonna open the door.
Yeah, if Subaru would demur and allow the team of torchbearers to go first.
It seems like everyone else really wants to open the door first. I see 2 chuckleheads like trying to
That's
like
fine.
headbutt
Delay.
it. So like, you know what? Go ahead.
You
Open
can
the
delay.
door.
That's fine. I don't even know if that's a thing.
The minstrel will
opening it?
open the door.
And you see in front of you a spiral staircase going downstairs.
No way.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What is right? Yeah, see,
no.
Skid's in pain at this point.
Oh,
I don't know how he's going to keep this halfling thing going for an entire extra level of this dungeon. What are you going to do?
The minstrel will use his action opening the door, but will use his move action to go downstairs.
Exactly what I thought you were going to do. Exactly what I thought you were going to do. And considering I figured you would never split the party quite like this, I actually put both of these on 2 different levels. So that was completely my mistake, and I'm an idiot. And I fixed that for the next map, but... we gotta go to a different Roll20 map.
Oh.
I'm dropping people.
Whoa.
There's a long hallway.
Whoa.
You can arrange yourselves however you want. Remember, this is a game about hallways. Put yourself in any order you see fit. There's still some people that are going to be upstairs. We're going to bounce back and forth between them. But you went down the stairs. You now... Does everyone see that, by the way?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, great. What you...
I will interrupt my action to allow Subaru to go, or if Subaru would like the rest of my team to go forward and open the door, that can happen as well. What would you like, Subaru?
I am for sure not going to go first into any room. I have 1 character left, and I'm metagaming that.
All right. Then Gerard,
Fantastic idea.
Gerard, the caravan guard, will go first. I am sorry I could not lend you my rapier, but I will lend you my spear. Ha! And open the door.
Let me tell you real quick what's in this hallway. In this hallway, there are spiral staircase leading down in here. There's a narrow room. You already highlighted it at the far end. This hallway is what, like 40, 50 feet long? The far end of the hallway to your left, there is a door into another room. However, all along the wall, there are little alcoves, small tables. They look to be kind of battle maps where it's sort of what generals would do, planning war and battle. And there are miniature clay soldiers on these battle maps of different colors. Think of it like the big table in Game of Thrones where like they push around the pieces, that kind of thing, just in smaller scale.
A Dragonstone.
Yes, exactly. You see some in there. I'll just give this to you so you don't have to roll the check. There are a couple of those that are solid gold, solid silver, or actually 4 of them worth 20 gold pieces a pop. Free action, you can loot those at some point.
Well,
don't worry about it right now.
Since Subaru allowed Gerard to go first, I mean, of course, on the way to the door, he's going to help himself to the solid gold
You
and silver.
better give me one of those, Gerard.
But they are metal. You don't like them, my elven friend. I'm so
Iron.
sorry.
Iron.
You don't
Gold
like
is different.
iron.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you
Yeah.
this.
Iron.
We're going a little long. Just to continue with French accents. That's the only reason. I'm not actually opening this door. We're doing this for another half an hour.
Zutalor, open the door.
You ready? Ready for this?
Born ready.
Whoa!
I don't know about this.
Yeah, whoa is right. I'm going to
It's the Terracotta Waters of Xi'an.
Hold on. Gerard's got a little torchy going on there. I'm going to drop him right there in the middle of the room so you all can see it. I'll move you back in a second. The door opens to a breathtaking scene. An enormous 3-tiered chamber spreads before you. An oversized throne rests that's way down to the south with a very, very large warrior sitting in a chair with his hand stretched out, pointed towards you. He resembles the giant statue that you saw upstairs that was shooting flames out of his hands. So it's 3 tiers. He's on the highest tier in the far back of the room. 1 tier down, there are 7 statues that look to be fancier than a lot of the other statues in the room. However, you will notice that 5 of those statues have shattered to the ground, and there are only 2 still standing. However, 1 tier lower, in almost a pool down below, there are 10 rows of 7 terracotta soldiers, all of them standing upright, spear in their arms pointed upwards, in perfect symmetry across.
Okay.
And you see light emanating from a crystal globe on the throne of this warlord in the back of the room. That's what you see when you open the door.
Okay, so Gerard opens the door and is basically stuck there now, but that allows Sir Isaac Newton to step in. And, oh, sorry, I moved Subaru. I did not attempt to kill you, I promise you.
You better not.
Sir Isaac Newton will step in, and he will look down the row after hearing from Gerard about the broken soldiers, and he's going to pick out a line of the row that leads to one of the non-broken soldiers and just push it forward like a row of dominoes, trying to knock them all down.
As you step into the room, though, so before you even get to do that, the warlord statue in the back animates, and that finger points towards you. This time, no fire comes out. All you hear is a guttural noise come out of the statue. It makes no sense to you. It doesn't even sound like a word. And then, in unison, all 70 of the statues suddenly animate, and their spears go up and down and hit the ground at once in a thunderous noise.
Whoa.
As they all start moving, you see them slowly start to come alive. And let me just fix this on roll 20 for you. Let's put all of those tokens on the board.
Whoa.
So, like I said, 70 tokens lower in the lowest level. Then there are only 2 of 7 remaining on the next level. And then the large warlord up top.
I'm a little stressed out.
Yeah, I think we might be outmatched.
I feel like we're supposed to win, right?
What do you do now that you're at the door, Sir Isaac Newton? Before you step in,
We'll do an intelligence check to see if there's any mechanisms or something like that he can pull on that could help us overcome these insurmountable odds, as Kate pointed out.
okay?
Oh God, I dropped another D20, but coming back hot.
That's when
Here
he
it is.
cheats.
Oh, on the keyboard. That's a first. That's going to be a 15 for a 17.
Whoa.
All right. I'm going to give you several things with the 17. The easiest thing for you to notice, all of these soldiers are terracotta looking like I described them. But not only are they terracotta, they look to be made of mud. So not clay, but mud.
If only the vagrant
that's-
were alive to roll around in them.
That's thing number 1. Thing number 2, what you notice is the light moving up and down. So you can still see up to that other level directly above you. So what you're seeing is actually now the bottom of that crystalline swimming pool.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
So is it powering them? Is that what I'm deducing from the light going down?
Oh, we gotta smash the floor of
Yeah.
the pool to let the water down and like make the mud.
So Isaac Newton calls back, "Smash the pool, you fools!" And that is my turn.
Keep the door open or close it.
If I can close it, I'll close it.
Door open or closed?
Door open or closed. I'm gonna give you the free bonus action because you've never been more scared in your little peasant life. You slam the door closed, you don't know what's going on inside there. All right. Let's say that's your turn.
Yep.
Subaru, you're down there. I believe you're next in the turn tracker.
So do you tell us like what you saw in there? Okay. Yeah, so I
Smash
guess
the
we're not
pool.
going to go in there. We got to smash the pool. All right. So let's go back up the stairs. And that's what Subaru does. Let's go back up the stairs.
Is everyone going back upstairs?
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks for moving us down here.
Well, you had to see it.
Yeah.
Well, here's the good news. That's the whole point of copying tokens, not actually moving them. You're
there
all
you
still
go.
right there at the top of the stairs.
Awesome.
I'm
So
going to
be like,
hand wave
keeper,
through this a
Don't
little
get
bit.
out the pool.
I want to know what are people doing? So Keeper's going to be in the pool.
Keeper's still in the pool, yeah.
Who wants to work on the pool? Bingo and Naomi, you're still in that far room. Are you still attacking the piles?
Yes.
Give me a roll for each of you. Let's see if you finish off the piles.
10 for Naomi.
That hits. Give me damage.
6
Skid?
points of damage.
What? Skid?
6. Oh, sorry.
No, sorry. That's dead. Skid, what do you have?
4.
Okay. I think that costs you an extra luck to get to 5, I think is what we were looking at.
I think
You
I
still have a
me
luck?
with 2 luck points.
Great. A very unlucky halfling. Give me damage, though.
5.
That's enough. That's gone. All 7 mounds are toast. Okay, that leaves the 2 of you in that room. Sylvester is finally going to be able to make it into the pool room, and then everyone else just came up the stairs. 6 people came up from downstairs after kind of seeing the hoopla there. Keeper's still in the pool. Sylvester has moved in. So right now we have 8 PCs in the big pool room, 2 off in that side room with all of the alcoves. What are the 8 of you going to do?
Sylvester will toss his shovel to Keeper so that he can use it to try to break through the pool's glass bottom.
Glass bottom pool, if you will. I see. Okay.
And Keeper will begin to smash down into the glass bottom with the shovel.
All right.
While he's in
After...
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
who's in the pool? No, I want to know that. Who's actually in the pool working on this?
Keeper.
Yeah,
Okay.
Eloise and Dwalin are both jump in, holding hands still.
Subaru's going to be at
Eloise.
the edge, stabbing.
Eloise. Where's Dwalin? Dwalin.
Oh, actually,
Okay,
no. Eloise is going to be standing on the edge of the... Because she has the spear. She's going to be standing on the edge of the pool,
Okay.
like stabbing at the floor with her spear.
So who's in the pool? Dwalin, Keeper. Anyone else?
My PCs, one of them, Gerard, is going to use the spear and go at distance, much like Skid's character. And the other 2 are going to attempt to topple the columns, unless those columns are attached to the ceiling, into the pool.
They're
to
attached
break
to the
it.
ceiling.
All right.
Attached to the ceiling, so that won't work.
Then the minstrel will jump in because he's a real party kind of dude. But Sir Isaac Newton's going to stay out and kind of guide people. Ready to
All right, so we
lasso
got-
them should they drown or anything like that.
Keeper, the minstrel, and Dwalin in the pool. Everyone else, am I right, towards the edge?
Yeah.
Naomi, this is going to take some time. So Naomi and Bingo are going to be in there as well on the edge. So we have 3 PCs in the pool.
Oh,
We have
Naomi will jump
7
in as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Naomi's in the pool as well. So we have 4 PCs in the pool, 6 outside. The 4 PCs in the pool are going to be able to do work faster, so that's why I'm asking. It's going to take about 2 rounds. After 2 rounds, and I'm just assuming kind of average strength checks through all this, about 10 to 15 crystals are going to be smashed. And those smashed crystals, suddenly, there's going to be bubbles coming up. So some water is going to start streaming down. Air is going to start coming up from below. And so it's bubbling a bit. It's like a slowly flushing toilet, which I assume is kind of what you're trying to accomplish, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. Flush them.
Do you keep removing crystals?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
With vigor.
Another about 8 to 10 rounds go by. Actually, a little bit less. It's going to be 6 to 8 rounds. At this point, about 50 crystals have been removed from the floor. Those 50 crystals, suddenly the floor starts to buckle. Water's leaving faster than it was before. More air bubbles. But you notice the bottom of the pool starts to sink in. It jolts a bit, but it's still there. You're still in there. You're still floating. There's still enough water, but it's draining. Do you keep removing crystals?
Of course.
Yep.
Yes.
You keep removing crystals. It's going to be about another 10 rounds. But after 10 more rounds and about 100 crystals being removed, the entire floor collapses. With the 4 of you in it, all the water, all the shrapnel falls down. Every statue downstairs takes 4 points of damage from the falling debris. takes 1 point of damage from the water, which is enough to wipe out all 70 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 7 generals in the back of the room all are dead because you defiled their tomb. Not really defiled it. You smashed their skulls. That allowed their souls to escape into the afterlife. All 7 of those have collapsed. And all that's left is the warlord. But because you smashed that entire floor, so much water fell down so quickly that he got wet. And he's still mundane in mud. He melts down as well.
Hell yeah.
Whoa.
So all 77 plus, so 78 plus the warlord, all either are crushed by debris or water. The last thing you have to do, though, I need a luck check from all 4 of the PCs in the pool. Okay. So again, you're going to roll your luck. You need to roll below it. If you roll below it, you're going to be fine. If you roll above, there is going to be some damage.
Okay. Dwallin's pretty lucky. No, not this time, though.
All right. Give me Keeper first.
Keeper rolled a 17, and he has a 15 luck.
Oh, wow. Oh, no.
He's a legend. This can't happen.
The minstrel.
The minstrel rolled an 11 and has a 10 luck.
Dwallin, I heard not good news.
Yeah, Dwallin also rolled a 17, and he has a 13 luck.
Okay. And Naomi.
Naomi rolled a 3 and gets under her 7 luck.
Nice.
All right, so Naomi's going to be fine. I'm going to be rolling damage here. I know Keeper already took damage. This is not good.
Yeah, Keeper's almost certainly dead.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the other 2 of you, but the good news is you were falling into water. So that's the plus side. So instead of this being a full D6, we're rolling a D3. So this might keep some of you alive.
Blanket damage or individual damage?
I'm going to roll this individually. That's a good call.
Okay.
Keeper, you take 2.
Keeper's dead.
Minstrel, you take 2.
Minstrel is dead.
Oh, wow.
And Dwallin, you take 2. That's 4 twos in a row.
Dwallin is dead.
But what a way to go.
Wow.
His hunger for halflings is ultimately what cost him. But Naomi is fine. The floor shatters through. The 4 of you fall in. 3 out of the 4 of you hit not fully yet dissolved statues. And whether it's their clay spear or just other shrapnel, your bodies just smush and you hear a very unsettling crack from up above. However, the rest of you make it down. You see that you've wiped out this entire room. You find this crystal ball that was on the chair of the warlord. What do?
Can I think about the crystal ball with my intelligence?
You can. Give me an intelligence check.
Okay. Ooh, natural 19 for a 20.
Whoa, nice.
Yeah.
This crystal globe emits ongoing light. It's some sort of perpetual light. With your 19, was it 19?
20 adjusted.
Sorry, adjusted 20. You know this is worth at least 200 gold pieces and can be sold as a work of art. You also get some sort of magical inclination from it. You're not quite sure exactly what it is. You're but a simple commoner. But you think there's something magical to it. But it's inside of it. There's swirling stars. It looks deep. You don't just see through the crystal ball. You look into almost space on the inside. Can't see through it.
Like the cat collar in Men in Black.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys all seen that movie?
Yes,
in a long
I'm surprised
time.
you have,
I've seen that
yes.
movie. Yeah.
Did you watch it
true,
in
it's a movie.
15-minute bursts?
That's a
Did you watch it on TikTok?
Sat through the whole thing. Cool. Is there anything else in the room besides the ball?
I'm gonna take you all downstairs. So this is the end of the wreckage. Everyone is dead. I can't bulk X all of them out, but they'd be all gone. Okay, the important ones, the bossy ones are down. Subaru, roll me an intelligence check, please.
Uno mas. That one's not so good. I'm really sucked deep into that crystal ball. I got a 3.
Okay, that would have been a really cool example of your elven abilities because you just randomly got a magical free search check based on where you were standing. Eventually, other people would have came down and looked around. However, as you were standing there, you happened to, well, you didn't happen to notice, someone else happened to notice. There'd be a secret door.
A secret door.
A secret
Oh,
door.
yeah. Secret doors. So as you're down there looking around, everyone's milling about, talking.
Wading through muddy water.
Yeah, and looking around for things. Someone, whoever it was, apparently it wasn't Subaru, but someone comes across this door with a DC 14 search check and finds a long hallway. I'm just going to drag you down this hallway just so you can see. Remember, it's all... Oh, you don't have light.
I don't have
Ugh.
light.
This dynamic lighting was such a great idea and then just became so much work after a while.
Yeah.
All right, you have lighting. Yay, look, a long hallway,
Hey.
remember. That's what we like in Dungeon Crawl Classics. And you see a room. This room's a treasure vault. So at the end of this long hallway, you see a very simple room, but there's simple wooden shelves everywhere, a camp chair, and a sleeping pallet. These wooden shelves have a bronze rod, a copper brazier, fine weapons and armor, and a brass-bound tome.
And
At the center of the floor is a large pentacle with a perfect crystal clear circle at its center. Inside the circle is a stone table, and there's a concave depression there. What do you do?
It's a treasure room.
Yeah, so here, let me give you the treasure real quick. I'm actually going to put this in the chat just so you have all of it.
Awesome.
As I read it. You have a bronze rod. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with that. Engraved with half a demon's face worth 150 gold pieces. Ooh. Copper brazier worth 10 gold. An assortment of weapons including longsword, longbow, 40 arrows with a quiver, a mace, a spear, a battle axe, a dagger, and a hand axe. Assume you can get whatever your new primary class weapons are for free from this room. There's a suit of scale mail similar to the black enameled sets you found upstairs from the Guardian Hall. That's going to get you to 5 sets of scale mail. Remember, those are worth double, so 160 instead of 80. Then you find a tome written in a language so ancient it's indecipherable to the modern man, worth a question mark number of gold pieces. No matter what check you roll at this point, none of you can figure out what that is. What do you do?
Take it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As should be expected. Anything else?
Did we put the crystal
Always.
ball in the...
Yeah, put the ball in the thing.
Put the ball in the middle of the room.
In the circle depression thing.
Who's putting the ball?
I mean, I
In the
feel
middle
like
of the
Subaru had it.
Okay.
So Subaru will put it in the middle of the room, and I hope they don't die.
They put the crystal into the indentation, and that's a good guess. That is where it belongs. But you're gazing into this crystal ball, and you see an endless field of bright stars swirling around on a faint gray background. You see a ghostly image of a war wizard drifting about. This is the same person that you saw in the statue upstairs, as well as the big statue in the back of this room and the throne. And he's just floating perfectly still. You see him in his human form, human-ish form, kind of floating around. Then suddenly out of nowhere, a harsh goat-like face shows up in the crystal ball. staring intently at you, and says, "I have waited a long time for someone to take the warlord's place. His astral voyage was cut short before he could rekindle the spark of his mortal coil. I am still in need of an ally of your world. Fill this copper brazier with the wood from a dryad's tree and ignite it with the spark of a living fire. The blaze will reveal the location of the other half of the rulership rod. Find that for me, and you shall be rewarded." And the goat disappears.
Whoa.
There's a brazier in this room,
Yes.
so we gotta fill it with wood. We gotta light it on fire.
Do we have? It's got to be dryad wood though. So that's fancy magical forest wood. Have we seen it?
You didn't hear any of this.
Yeah, I heard this. So I
right.
had a vision, and I'm just going.
And-
We need dryad wood.
Other
Need to-
people were in the room. No one else saw this.
Whoa. Got a DM.
That's where we're going to leave this episode. So we walk out of this funnel with what's our final total? We have, I just want to recap all of this. Who has what? So we know who Subaru's going to be. Kate is going to be growing up to be an elf.
Yay!
We have, for Grant, Gerard the Caravan Guard and the Wizard's Apprentice. So maybe a spellcaster, maybe a Caravan Guard. Then we have, let's see, for you, Skid, this is a tough one. Eloise the Cheesemaker, or Bingo the Halfling Trader, who would, of course, be a halfling. Mm-hmm. And then finally, we have the oldest man in town, Sylvester the Ditch Digger, and Naomi the Woodcutter, who, thanks to the luck roll, made it on the splashdown downstairs. So Matthew's got a lot of options, too. I would have loved to have figured out what you people were thinking on classes this week. We're going to save that for the beginning of next week's episode. Everyone levels up to level 1. Everyone is bringing one of these remaining PCs to the next game. You're going to meet your characters with cool new abilities. We're going to go through abilities real quick, and then we're going to fire right into a level 1 adventure and do as much as we can next week. And yeah, that's it. That's
Awesome.
the end of a Dungeon Crawl Classics funnel. This is how lore gets written for the system. That's the whole point of the funnel, apparently. We have our characters, we have names, we have backstories, and rather than write your backstory, we lived it. Now we have level 1 characters, and we're going to keep this going next week, Wednesday night. Same time, same place, at Flavortown, I guess. We really let that fall by the wayside tonight, but for me, for everyone else here, and for Guy Fieri, thank you for joining us this week, and we'll see you next week.
Great job, David.
Thank you, David.
Peace, love, and taco grease.
Good night, everyone.
All right. Halflings on me.